welcome to Dead Air, number 42. How are you, Redban?
Great. How you doing, buddy?
I'm excited to have Tony Hinchcliffe on the show today.
Hey, uppity. Yeah.
A writer, director, comedian, and Kill Tony extraordinaire, the executive producer and creator.
Yeah.
Of I don't know anybody who doesn't know about Kill Tony.
That's right. Redban and I, 7.5 years. Can you believe that? 7.5 years of live shows.
Feels like 10.
That's right.
And God, just I've been there. I've seen it. You know, I've seen the enthusiasm of those crowds over there at the main room. I mean, it's
You're one of our favorite guests to have. The energy that you bring, the eclipse that happens when Holtzman and the power of Kill Tony combined. Wow.
We had Eric Griffin was going to join us today, but there was a mix-up, so it's going to be Tony and I and Redban. So we'll bring it on.
I love it. You know what?
And you just got off the golf course?
That's it.
What'd you shoot?
I shot Eric. That's why he's not here. No, somewhere in the 90-95 range today.
Wow.
Right in there. Gonna make up for it tomorrow. Gonna have my best score tomorrow. That's what I always tell myself.
I like to watch the Walrus because he used to always break his clubs, right? Then he smash his clubs and throw his clubs. That big guy. I used to call him the Walrus.
John Daly?
No, him. I like him too. He really wears those.
John Daly shot a hole-in-one yesterday in his bare feet at someone's golf fundraiser thing. It's a big thing on Instagram. Check this out.
Oh yeah, they're Craig Stadler.
John Daly golf. There it is. Oh, it's on CNN. They'll probably, if it's on CNN, they'll probably make it look like it didn't go in. Fake news fucks. Yeah, there you go. You can't miss it. He's just at a fundraiser. Everybody loves him. He's the coolest guy in the world. Bare feet.
Oh, boy. Here we go.
Listen to this.
He golfs, apparently. I told him.
Oh! Look how cool he is. Look how cool he is.
Oh, my goodness. John Daly just made a hole-in-one, and I got it on video.
You're goddamn motherfucking right he did.
You know what the best part? It takes 11 of them mother.
11 holes in one in that guy's life.
Man,
that guy knows how to have fun. He's like you, Holtzman.
He's a wild man.
I mean, geez Louise. Brought a whole nother level to that game, you know, like he's like a true Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, he really is. He what does he play on the senior circuit now?
Not even. He just goofs around. He gets paid vast sums of money. He's like those musicians that don't even do their own concerts. They just get paid to do the big stuff.
This is the guy that breaks his clubs all the time.
Who the fuck's that guy? Craig Stadler.
Yeah, he used to always, he'd get really pissed off and throw his clubs and break his clubs. They call him the Walrus. And he was fun to watch.
Oh, yeah, let's see this. I love broken clubs.
Leader trying to win the Open. This is Thomas Peters at the difficult 11th. That was his 7th shot.
Oh, fuck yes. Oh, my God.
That's as good as when you watch the ice skaters fall on their ass.
Oh, it's the best. The best is live. Me and my good buddy Pete. You know Pete? Pete C?
I don't think he knows Pete.
Yeah, you sort of know him, but
right.
If you saw him, you'd know him. But anyway, we went golfing, and it was our birthday week, and he was really excited because he wanted to go to this really nice club that's normally like $500 a round, and he's like, "Hey, yeah, it's our birthday," because him and I's birthdays are like a day away from one another. And he goes, you know, if you go during your birthday week, it's totally free. It's like a loophole in this amazing golf course. It's an hour away north, and we drive an hour north. And we get to the golf course, and we go to this fancy clubhouse, and Pete goes up to the guy, and he's like, hey, it's our birthday week, so we're here to check in for that free round. And the guy's like, nah, you have to show up on your birthday, dude. It's on your birthday only. That'll be $500 each. And he's like, fuck. And anyway, it turns out, like, whatever. I don't want to brag or anything, but it turns out we got recognized by one of the assistant superintendents or whatever, and they're like, hey, dude, come on, fuck that. This is the fucking, whatever. Anyway, they end up hooking us up. And so we go and we play, right? And And we're on hole number 1. And hole 1 at golf courses are always right next to that clubhouse. And this is a really fancy course. So the whole place is made out of glass. So they can clearly see you teeing off on hole 1. Beautiful,
Which
crazy.
is the one that makes you the most nervous. That first one.
Exactly.
Plus
and
the
it's
fact everybody's watching.
100%. And it's on a fucking mountaintop. And it's beautiful. And he has some other stress going on in his life that day, like some work stuff or whatever. And he swings and the ball goes way off the mountain, not onto the course at all. And then he hits another one and it goes off the mountain. And he takes his club and he starts hitting the ground with it. And on the third big pump against the ground, the whole driver head flies off. And you have 18 holes left. So it's like, fuck, there goes your main fucking powerful club. And then once that happened, I thought he was done. Normally when you break the fucking top off the club, you'd be done breaking your club. But then I see him wind up and he starts looking around with the shaft in his hand and he sees the golf carts and he goes back like that. And that's when I'm like, Pete, no, don't do it. But he still does it. He throws it right at the golf cart and the shaft flings around in the golf cart. It was embarrassing, man. We looked back. There was just 5 guys in the window just like, what the fuck?
Oh, God.
But it was awesome. Totally worth it. It's like John Daly, It's like serious golfers.
Yeah.
I've played a few times, but the trouble with golf is you have to know how to hit it just right, but you have to hit it just right more than just once.
Yeah.
I'm like, get a few good shots. Do you ever go, Redban?
I used to golf with my mom long
You got to get the good shots 18 times.
That's why I like it. It is, without a doubt, the most frustrating and hard sport, I think, humanly possible. Not hard in the way that obviously you sweat more wrestling or playing football or martial arts and all that, but with your brain, you have to remember like 28 things at once. And each shot is completely different. Driving the ball is different than chipping the ball, which is completely different than putting. And sometimes it's this extreme sport of power, and sometimes it's just a mental.
I'm more comfortable with the irons, and I like the first 9 because you can at least see the cup. Mm-hmm. But that back 9 is just that's where you really start. If you don't keep it on the fairway, you're going to be going back and forth, and it's embarrassing.
It is, and I have bad luck too.
What do you like better, the front 9 or the back 9?
I like the long one. I like the hard ones more. I do.
The dog, what do they call it, dog legs?
Yeah.
You don't even see the fucking thing. You don't even see the thing. Yeah, very interesting.
No.
Yeah, I'd like to go to the Trump one up there on the coast there.
It's the best.
What do you think the green fees are over there?
I know for a fact what they are. They are
200?
somewhere, right in the 200-300 range, but you can find deals sometimes for 125, 150. And by the way, it's totally worth it.
Oh yeah, to play golf, it's like sort of like a Pebble Beach type. It's like a postcard.
I'm going to Trump next week, and I'm going to Pebble Beach the week after that.
Oh, you're doing Pebble Beach?
Yeah.
Wow, good for you.
It's another one. Turns out Kiltony fans are huge golf people. Like, I truly can't believe it, but I keep getting hit up by these like people that run golf courses or work at golf courses, and at golf courses, it's like a
You're
comedy
gonna take
club.
Pete with you to Pebble Beach?
I invited him, but he's not going to make it. He just moved to another state. But working at golf courses, it's a lot like comedy clubs. So people are just like, "Hey, come by. We'll throw you on the list." I'm like, "What? This is nuts."
And you're gonna stay in L.A.?
As far as a residence, permanently, I'm going to have multiple places. I'm the only guy that's buying up multiple real estate places. I have a place now in Miami, a place in Austin,
Miami?
and I'm about to get a place in New York as well, just to have and rent out.
Right. Yeah.
Turning and burning. I decided to get into the real estate game.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yep.
And then you'll have positive cash flow for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
That's what the key to real estate is. Positive cash. You pay the bank what your obligation to the bank, and everything else is gravy.
Yeah. I was raised white trash. My mom taught me to keep your cash in a shoebox underneath your bed. So like
Right.
I've had to
Trust the banks.
Yeah, exactly. I've had to learn all this stuff with my business manager
Oh,
helping
I'm
me.
sorry. I forgot to swear you in.
Oh,
Oh, it's too late now.
Do you promise to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth and help you God
why
while
is
you're
this
on dead?
burning? Why is this smoking? No, I do.
So we do some items of interest today.
Okay.
Oh, let's do the weather first. You were on the golf course today, so you probably know all about the weather today. The temperature is 86 degrees today, 30 degrees Celsius. The biometric pressure is 29.92.
Very important.
Dew point is 46 degrees. or 7.8 Celsius. And every week I forget what they mean. Winds are 1 mile per hour, if you can believe that.
What does what mean? You always forget what means.
Biometric pressure.
Biometric pressure is I don't really know what that is.
Yeah,
Pressure that swings both ways.
Hey-o. Biometric.
The moon is going to be a waning gibbons.
Oh.
And it'll rise at 10:12 p.m. You can 73% of it you can see.
Oh.
And it'll set at 12:06 a.m. and the next full moon will be on Halloween, the 31st.
Whoa.
The moon is cool. And
You ever been in the middle of the desert with the full moon?
no,
It's beautiful.
I want to go out to the desert. Yeah.
Lights up the whole sky. It's like the sun if you're in the
Right.
desert. So big white light. You know how white light's better than the shit orange yellow light that the sun puts off? It's great out there.
They used to always wait for a full moon to invade when they were fighting, right?
Mm-hmm. Back in the day. Before there was lights.
Yeah, before they was. High tide will be at 12:17 p.m. Sunset is at 6:30 p.m. Tomorrow will be 2 minutes and 5 seconds shorter than today. The humidity, that's the moisture in the air. That's an easy one to figure out. That's 37% humidity today. Ultraviolet rays is high today, 6. So you got some color today,
Yeah.
for sure. But you're right. You got Italian, so you don't have to worry about getting
Yeah, exactly.
melanoma or some shit
Right. It's for fucking...
like some of us.
You have melanoma? What is that?
don't see it?
No, what is it? What are you showing me?
They cut it out.
They did?
The VA cut it out for me.
How's your... Yeah, the VA is stronger than ever right now. Your medical's better than ever, correct?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the VA.
Right. But it's better than ever under the current president. Am I correct?
They're doing really. I'm really happy with the care I'm getting.
Right.
A lot of the problems it seems to be from back east down south.
Huh.
But California's doing a good job.
Yeah. I heard everybody's happy. That's the rumor on the streets, is that our military budget's going to VA clinics now. You haven't heard of this? You follow actual politics?
A little bit. I
okay.
try not to get into it too much on dead air, though.
Oh, okay. No, exactly. All right,
Because
good.
it's a rabbit hole.
No, I
It's
love
a
it.
rabbit
I just
hole.
think it's a
No, but
very
we-
exciting thing that these veterans that fought for their country are being extremely well taken. You can go see any doctor
yeah.
now and then send the government your bill. That's
Well, the ones that have, especially the ones that are connected disability, yeah, it's all on the house.
right. Yep.
And then in my case, I don't have any connected disability.
It's funny
I may have
because
to pay something.
nobody talks about it on the news or anything either. You can't even talk about it on Dead Air with Brian Holtzman. That veterans are getting good medical treatment.
No, well, they deserve it. They put their life on the line.
Yeah, I
know.
agree.
But I'm very happy with the care I'm getting
That's
over there
great.
at the VA.
That's great. I used to sweep up a VA clinic as a side job when I was in high school. The woman who had a gambling problem, my mom was her bookie, and her husband was the head janitor at a VA clinic in Youngstown, Ohio. And I would have to go over the whole place with one of those giant dust mops. And I'd get like $50 a week, like something horrible
Those
pay.
long ones you see in high school.
Yep. And the thing that always...
With the swivel at the end.
The thing that I always remembered about that horrible job is going over, I'd have to go over each room with one of those. And there was one room that was the podiatry clinic or whatever. And there'd be toenails.
clinic.
There'd be toenails and dead skin of veterans, of like war veterans all over the ground. And I'd have to sweep it up and there'd be this dust in the air that I'd be breathing in of veterans' toenails.
It's funny because my brother Jay goes there and they cut his toenails.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you can't cut your own toenails?
Nope.
Well, you're going to drive all the way to the VA to have them cut your toenail.
Yeah. It's a pedicure from a soldier.
Jeez. The air quality is not good today. It's 155 particles per whatever they say,
Yeah.
And the visibility is 6 miles today because it's kind of cloudy. Is it out there? It's kind
Pretty decent visibility, actually. That's pretty good for
Usually-
Los Angeles.
Usually it's 10.
Really? I've seen it much.
Redban?
Yeah. I mean,
I've seen it much lower as of late. The forest fires, it was bad last few weeks.
Chance of participation is 0. Mm-hmm. The hottest places in Australia again, 112 degrees Fahrenheit, 44.8 degrees Celsius in a place called Kalalumburan. KALUMBURU.
Northern Australia.
The coldest place again is Antarctica. It is every week.
Yeah.
Negative 89 degrees Fahrenheit.
Jesus.
Negative 67.2 degrees Celsius. We got to do Celsius for our Canadian friends.
Yeah, they can't.
The whole world does Celsius, right? And the whole world does metric. We're the only country that does,
Yeah, we have our own system. It's a beautiful thing.
We were going to change it. Didn't they tell us in high school they were going to change it, though, back in the day? We're going to go metric. We're going to go metric. It didn't go anywhere.
The Fahrenheit thing is weird. It's one of the weirdest things that we do here. It really doesn't make sense.
You're a pilot in training or a pilot to be. So this is fucking, God,
it's important.
Sorry to drop those F-bombs. I don't know why. This is really important.
It is. It is. But really the two things that are important is wind and visibility. Everything else is pretty chill.
And poor Kennedy was in over his head with that airplane.
JFK Jr.?
Was he in over his head with that airplane? That was a real sophisticated twin.
I don't think he was. I think something. I'm not a big conspiracy theorist, but I think something was a little rotten in Denmark there. I think something weird happened. Who was he running against in that Senate? What was her name? Hillary Clinton, I think was her name.
I don't think he was running for anything, was he? At that time?
He was running for New York Senate. He was the front runner. Again, a lot of things you don't cover here on Dead Air. I could come in here and
how naive of me.
Butter your crust. You know what I mean? There's some spots on your toast that are missing some butter.
I didn't realize he was in a race at the time of that plane accident. I feel bad for the father who lost both his daughters.
Absolutely
God.
right, but it takes
God.
it takes a real anomaly to bring down an airplane like that. And he was a very well trained, obviously very well trained pilot, very responsible, very smart, very aware guy.
Brand new equipment.
It's not like he was out having cocktails and smoking pot and was like, let's get on the fucking airplane, Dad. It's JFK Jr., a very, very smart guy. And it takes a lot to happen for a plane to go down. Even at nighttime, which is when he was flying.
Do you have a picture of his airplane?
But at the same time, nighttime flying in some ways can also be easier, especially he's down near the water. He's at, he's at not zero elevation, but minimal elevation. And the lights are everywhere. So, it's 9:41 p.m. It is, however, a great time to shoot down a plane with a weapon. A ground weapon over water would be the place you would want to do it.
That's what I definitely think happened to Flight 800.
The Malaysian plane? What's flight? The New York?
Yeah.
Yeah. Something.
That was totally fishy.
Mm-hmm. We talked about this a while back, Brian. Tony knows every plane crash.
Yep.
We
were talking about that channel, the flight channel, and then
that's another wild one is the golfer.
Payne Stewart.
Yep, Payne Stewart. That's what happens when you lose pressurization of your cabin and you don't have your oxygen mask on. People don't realize you only have like 15 seconds right around there
before you black out.
Yep. And then if they don't get below 12,000 feet, it doesn't work for anybody. And if the pilots don't put their mask on in the same amount of time, they lose it too. There's no training for depressurization. You might be able to stretch it out a bit like a swimmer, but at the end of the day, if you take just a couple breaths of no air, your body just passes out. And if someone doesn't wake up, your plane just goes. It goes on the charted course, and you just run out of fuel eventually. Really, the most dangerous part is where a plane can crash when that happens. They call them ghost planes.
That was frightening. Yeah, he was just flying around, and they knew it was flying around, and they weren't answering the radio.
Yep. There's nothing they can do.
The nature of problem is unknown, and type aircraft is a Lear 35.
Controllers try to contact the Lear using its call.
Is that JFK or Payne Stewart?
Payne Stewart.
Yeah.
47 Bravo Alpha.
But there's no answer. Controllers wonder if those aboard could have passed out from a lack of oxygen.
Yeah.
You think so?
If so,
Yeah.
could they
Like
be
Mount
healthy
Everest
for
up there.
And frost goes over the windows. So, F-16, for example, will fly next to a plane like that to be able to see if they are awake or whatever, and you just see frost on the windows, and that's how you know that it's pretty much done. Done deal. Now, at that point, depending on where the plane runs out of fuel and is going to crash, it's up to the F-16 to either shoot it down over a field beforehand, but
Oh, I
obviously
see. Yeah, to save lives on the ground.
exactly, because if it's heading towards any type of city whatsoever, it's better to just shoot it
Oh,
down
wow.
and get the shrapnel where it's safe than have the
I'm
possibility.
gonna have to look at this at home. I've never seen this one.
window frozen inside almost certainly means
It's probably on that
depressurization.
flight channel.
Yeah, yeah, that flight channel's amazing. Also, Admiral Cloudberg on Reddit. You got to look up those. He writes full reports with from a real aviation perspective. Very popular in the flying world. Very interesting stuff up there, man. Another thing you figure out immediately is how powerful wind is. Just like water, if water is moving a certain direction, a certain amount of miles an hour, or, for example, when you jump into water, how if you go too high, it can fucking kill you. Because at the end of the day, water is just basically a solid.
It's like
it's a
concrete.
liquid.
It becomes
but-
concrete.
Right, yeah, exactly. And it's the same thing with wind. If I fly out of Santa Monica Airport towards the ocean and you get hit by a gust, you're jolted. You move as much as the wind moves you. It's in full control of you up there. Wind is a very big deal.
I think our Tesla friend has his big private jet over there in Hawthorne. Sometimes I drive past. It must be his. It's G2 or something.
There's quite a few out there. You'd be shocked at who's got airplanes everywhere.
Right.
I was in Van Nuys Airport last Thursday. Steven Spielberg's plane, Larry Flint's plane, just right next to us. We were just squished in between them.
I have a friend who I used to work with at the airline who now owns the company, the navigational devices that they upgrade all these planes with. What do they call it?
The GPS?
Yeah. What do they call that unit? Anyway, he's doing very well over there in Torrance. And he installs, upgrades. All these planes need to be upgraded with all the latest navigation stuffs. Mm-hmm. And he does that.
Yeah. It's a very, very interesting industry. Small, but mighty. A lot of fun to be had out there.
Yeah, it's something else.
You talk to those pilots, and quite often it's like, they just absolutely love what they do. They really, really love it. They can't imagine living without it. In fact, a couple pilots that I've talked to made a point specifically to say, they feel bad for comedians right now because they don't get to do what they love to do. In the cockpit, it doesn't matter how many people are behind you. It's that you're flying a plane. So it's not less exciting to them because there's less people in the plane. They still get to do what they love. That feeling of pulling back on a yoke and going up in the air, never gets old to these guys. Power. Unlimited engine power. Thousands of pounds worth of thrust.
Yeah, a lot of people, they want to know what it's like or what the engine is like. The easiest way I can explain it to people is when you blow up a balloon and then you just let it out. Yeah. And that's what a jet engine is doing. Mm-hmm. And that's the plane and the passengers they're just going along for the ride. Yeah. They're attached to those wings with those engines. The fuselage is it's going along for the ride. It's just like that balloon.
Yep. Everything is it's incredible the power generated by those things. It's really unbelievable. And also just the build of airplanes. If the engine goes out, you can easily survive. People are like, oh, if the plane goes, that means you go down. It's like, not really.
You can, it's only...
Especially if there's wind, you can ride the wind. There's I mean,
like the guy with the Hudson, Miracle on the Hudson.
Yeah. That's a little bit of an anomaly, though.
Yeah,
The miracle on the Hudson was actually truly a miracle.
Plus, they were lucky they had the pilot that could handle that.
Absolutely.
Another pilot might have not been able to pull that
Spirit
off.
Airlines.
Well, most pilots, most pilots would not have done what he did in that position. In fact, they tried to screw him over pretty good in that, because the FAA, they try to cover their own asses, obviously, and they're the ones doing an investigation on the guy. So they look at it like a loss of that airplane, like, they just don't want people thinking like, oh, planes crashed, so they wanted to blame him. But in all reality, they put people in the flight simulator in a very, very, very a very proper flight simulator. These things are wired to be exactly like an airplane in every single way. And they couldn't do it. And they even knew what was going to happen. See, that's the big catch. Is they're like, you're going to experience double engine failure 35 seconds into this flight, and you have to land it any proper way that you can. And they all crashed it.
Yeah, no one could
and Sully had no idea that. And that's really the only way that a plane can crash, basically, is double engine failure right around in the first 2 minutes of takeoff. Because once you're up in the air enough, then you can land. Say like this was real, right here, you can land at, I'd say, 3 or 4, maybe even 5 airports from there. Well, he's a little bit low, obviously. All right. These are buffoons over here.
He's looking for Brian Scaro.
Scaro.
He's a jogger. He does he's always walking in the hills.
Yeah, these people are wild.
So the coldest place is in Antarctica. We did that one. Driest is, I guess, where the fires are here in California. Mm-hmm. And the wettest is Vietnam. 10.7 inches of rain.
Jesus.
Earthquake watch. There's been 35 earthquakes in California.
These Vietnamese are living in a bowl of pho. Pho. It's a bowl of pho.
Is it pho or po?
It's pho. But it's
good. I like
pho.
it.
I always say pho.
Yeah.
And we just had an earthquake in Big Bear, 3.4. And 56 worldwide earthquakes.
When did the items of interest start?
And they haven't started yet. We're so into the flying, we're kind of dragging. Yeah, this is important things that happen on this day. 2 of them are good for you. Mm-hmm. You'll see these. 1582. Do you know about the Georgian, the Gregorian calendar?
Yeah. The Gregorian calendar.
Tony's like my translator today. Yeah, today is skipped in Italy, Poland, Portugal, and Spain. It was named after Pope Gregory, and it has to do with the leap years and all this other stuff for Easter. Mm-hmm. And it's really complicated. I can't really explain it to you. You have to Google it, and just Google Gregory.
Yeah, it's the Gregorian calendar.
Google
it.
Google Gregorian calendar.
Here's an item of interest: Gregorian calendar. Google it.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
This is just things that happened today. We haven't started the items of interest.
Oh.
In 1916, listen to this one. The Georgia Tech engineers defeated the Cumberland University Bulldogs, a private college, 222-0. This was in 1916.
Wow.
It just shows you how long everybody's been around. It's kind of frightening, 1916, the most lopsided college football game in American history. Cumberland University is located in Lebanon, Tennessee.
You know, another fun fact is, double engine failure here. You go left and then right. You could scoop right into that golf course. You see that golf course back there? You always want to know where your emergency landing spots are.
That's what Harrison Ford always does.
Harrison Ford likes golf courses more than he likes airports.
Yeah. He does. What an interesting guy that is. He's a bad pilot.
Maybe he's getting old too, huh?
There's pilots much older than him. Like almost every pilot is actually basically, they're about to go through a big problem in aviation because of that. Pilots are older. These old World War II. I mean, not World War II, but you know what I mean. They got intrigued into aviation because of World War II, and now they're all old. They need good young pilots.
And they're not getting that many. They're getting them from like. They're still getting them from the military, probably.
Mm-hmm. Is it okay if I smoke in here?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They're the only ones that get all the hours. So they beat this team. The Cumberland University was started in 1842, 178 years ago, and I did the math, which probably isn't the greatest, but that's like 31 touchdowns. But that's a private college. Private colleges like that shouldn't have sports. Just stick to what you're good at. The books.
Yeah.
I guess they seem to get their ass kicked. Those private colleges. The college was burnt down by either the Confederate Army or the Union Army. Somebody burnt the college to the ground.
Fucking Antifa is what it was.
Could have been.
It was a great Antifa because it was older.
There was some pickup trucks there.
1917.
So this is in 1919. This is for you. KLM, flag carrier of the Netherlands, is founded.
KLM. Klingon Lives Matters.
Almost. You probably can say it better than me. What KLM stands for is. Do you speak Dutch?
Let me see. Oh yeah.
Can you say that?
It's a Koninklijke Luchtvaartmaatschappij.
Can you believe it?
Yeah.
And the translation is Royal Aviation Company Incorporated. I thought that was cool since you're a pilot. That would be one of the things that happened today.
Yeah, no, I love that. What did they do? This is when they
Redban, are you still here? Where did he go?
Oh, yeah.
Redban just took off in his test.
That's why he's got it. It's nice and quiet.
He's in the box. Anything you can find in that box.
Hey, did you try those things from Mike's Blunts?
Yeah, those are amazing, aren't they?
Oh, my God. Yikes.
In 1933, Air France is formed by a merger of 5 French airlines. Number 1 was Air Orient. Number 2 was Air Union. Number 3 is... And number 4, just long French things. And number 5 was this. You think you're on a special needs podcast, don't you? This fucking guy. This is a special needs adult. How the fuck did you give Holtzman a podcast? 2016 Hurricane Matthew killed 800 people. This is the one that hit Haiti.
Okay.
It came all the way from Africa and just kept going all the way, I guess, north, all the way, and just.
The hurricane came from Africa?
It started in Africa, all the way down. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, that must have been a fast, strong.
I mean,
power. Normally, if you bring.
Well, it's got to start someplace, Tony.
Normally, when things come all the way from Africa, they come and they fix up your city. They don't bring damage to it.
And a shout out to Johnny Nash, 80 years old. He died yesterday, and he had that famous hit that everybody loves.
What is it?
I can see clearly now the rain is gone.
Hey.
I can see all obstacles in my way. $1 million song.
We should start a barbershop quartet.
And
The three of us.
and Eddie Van Halen, of course, 65.
Never a Van Halen fan. I know people love him. That 80s rock, I cannot get into it.
Even Van Halen?
Cannot get... Whoa, paradise. It's like it's just hot death. I mean, it's so bizarre because I love classic rock, but that what do they call that? Like
Hair.
ugh.
Shout.
Uh-uh.
These are the things
that
That's
I
not
can
bad.
do without. Oh, that type of music. I mean,
Oh, Tony, I'm sorry. Can you write down your
social security number?
write
What's
it for
going on?
me.
What is it?
how your social media representation? Yeah.
It's very easy. I'm Tony Hinchcliffe on everything. You want me to write it down?
Oh, sure, if you don't mind. Look
Okay.
who you're talking to.
You're just gonna end up looking at my name and going, "Oh, it's long and French sounding. It's one of those long French things." You're gonna have me pronounce it at the end.
Okay, you ready for some items of interest?
Oh, yeah.
You chime in anytime you want to talk about any of these items of interest.
Okay, I'll let you go, and then I'll pick my moments.
Yeah, you're the king of picking your moments. And you're a writer too. You got credits on writing, all sorts of stuff, and acting.
Yeah, when
You've done a lot. You got your hands in a lot of different pies.
when a fun project that does not exceed 2 to 4 weeks shows itself, I like to jump on it. I don't want to do anything long term that I'll start hating people in a writer's room. Life's too much fun to do a long, boring gig. I'd go help on South Park though. That's the only one.
Did you watch the quarantine special?
No, I didn't.
You know that guy Trey Parker?
Yeah, genius.
Oh,
Genius.
God, he's. Where does he live? Does he live on his own planet? That guy, he's loaded, huh?
I think you'd be
South
quite
Park,
surprised.
right?
I think you'd be quite surprised. He's very close to us right now.
Marina Del Rey. He also, I think, has a place in Hawaii.
Wow.
His studio's over here somewhere.
Yeah.
Where they work, where they make the show. You ever seen 6 Days to Air?
No.
It's a documentary about how they make South Park. One of the top 10 things I would ever recommend in any capacity. Comedy, drama, movies, documentary. 6 Days to Air. You're going to love it. Really shows you how they make an episode.
Where can we find that?
I do believe if you go on Amazon that you can rent it there. I think it's only $2.99 or $3.99 or whatever. You know what I mean?
YouTube too.
Oh,
A million miles away. But we started South Park
unbelievable.
in 2 weeks. We're really stupid.
Who's the guy on the right? He looks familiar.
Matt Stone.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been quiet here for the last...
They make the hell out of this show.
They did it.
And you really get to see his genius, Trey Parker's, because he gets in front of the writer's room, and
That's him there?
That's Matt Stone.
that's Matt Stone.
He's his partner?
Yeah.
You know what to go to is find them in a voice booth. These are the funniest scenes. Is when they're actually doing it. Like they just try to crack each other up. Very much how I noticed Chappelle's show was done. They try to make each other laugh. I guess it's that way with everything. We do that in the roast writers room. Like what?
That's a kind of fish and asparagus is not sitting well. Oh no! Cuttlefish! Cuttlefish is about to come out of my asshole! Oh, here it comes! Oh, it's going to be a rot! Hold on, Kaiser! I believe in you!
And you see they do all the voices and they make all the noises and they just crack each other up with it. Look, that's the scene that the Asian guy... And they show you, so it starts at 6 days to air, like that just said 4 days to air, and they have a deadline, and they always turn it in the day of, hours before.
That Japanese guy shits...
This recent one, they had to send all the computers. They all worked from home, and they sent like a brand new system and computer and got everyone's internet like pumped up, and they made the whole show from their own house, like the whole entire staff. And it looked perfect. It sounded perfect. It was exactly like a normal episode of South Park.
Man.
It's an amazing, amazing show. One of the few things that I trust in the entire world. This was an episode based on the movie Human Centipede, where they connect people's mouths to their asses. And
Even though we're a partnership,
Kyle got stuck behind a Japanese guy who. Yeah. Well, in the story though, Kyle got stuck behind a Japanese guy's asshole, and he would like eat exotic things. Like it was, I can't remember what it was with the cuttlefish, but it was something else. It was like either I eat like 10 cups of coffee and something else horrible, or a cuttlefish. And Kyle, whose mouth is sewn to his asshole, is like, not the cuttlefish, not the cuttlefish. It's like, okay, I will eat the cuttlefish. It's unbelievable. These are like, I mean, nobody's put out as much hilarious content as these guys.
Yeah.
You ever seen Book of Mormon, Mr. Holtzman?
No.
That's another thing, man. Seeing that thing live, I just couldn't believe it.
Oh, the play?
Yep, it's the only Broadway production I've ever been to, and I'm telling you, I was shocked at the diversity of the audience, yet the consistent, absolute hilariousness of the entire thing. I mean, they won a fucking Tony Award. The guys who I just said were sewing a little kid's mouth to a Japanese man's asshole, getting paid to make something like that, won multiple fucking Tony Awards. Imagine that, having those types of
what dinner conversation could you have with the Queen?
Yeah. But that type of versatility to be able to do all that different shit.
I'm not. That's
ridiculous.
In the business
I'm
of
talking about Book of
the whole
Mormon.
thing,
The
too.
last play I saw was one with Alec Baldwin.
Okay.
And he had that problem with the guy from Transformers.
Mm-hmm.
Shia LaBeouf.
Yep.
And
Shia LaBeouf.
I guess they didn't hit it off, and he got 86th, and they brought in another actor for that. But that was a fun play, but it wasn't...
Shia was probably right in that. He's not quite as crazy as people think. He's like a real artist.
Oh, yeah. I saw him in the first Transformers. I said, man, that fucking guy can act his fucking asshole off.
Oh, yeah. He's always been that way. Very, very natural. Are you kidding about the Transformers thing?
No.
Isn't that hilarious?
I went...
That is a weird movie to pick.
No, that's how I know him, because I was coming from Singapore to Kuala Lumpur on a bus. I figure here I'm going to get away from America. I'm going to get away from American culture. I'm in Southeast Asia. I'm very excited to do it. And the fucking screen comes down in the bus, and guess what they're playing? Transformers. So that's where I found out about that guy. And that girl, his girlfriend in that one, she was great too.
He's unbelievably talented. Sometimes he does crazy stuff, just like some of the top fucking artists in their field, you know. But I mean, when it comes to what he does...
Oh, there he is. Yeah, he's okay now. He's not crazy anymore.
Bang, they go back and forth. All the best people go back and forth. Him, Kanye, Trump, they have their moments.
Right.
But when it comes to doing their job, fucking get it done.
He hit it. Yeah, I was like, I didn't want to watch Transformers, but I found myself watching Transformers.
Yeah. It's very bizarre. He's so talented. Draws you in. You should watch some of his other movies, too. Honey Boy's about him and his relationship with his father.
How come he doesn't get more big roles?
Oh, he does.
And Tony was good friends with Shia's brother or father.
Yep. Here in Burbank, right down the street here. Made friends with him at a Starbucks. Ended up getting close. In fact, he guided me to start at the Comedy Store. I was gonna start stand up at a janky open mic out here, but he said that it would better serve me to start at the store in the OR. Sign up for the potluck. I didn't even know what he was talking about. Like, I knew everything about the Comedy Store, but I thought you had to be great to even go to the open mic.
Right.
And he was right. Helped tremendously. Very, very wise man, Shia's father. Obviously, I mean, the kid was a star when he was like 13, so you can't have a wild man, though. Fun times.
An African poached rat is being rewarded for saving lives in Cambodia by sniffing out dozens of landmines.
What is it? An anteater?
A rat.
A rat?
I guess we can't say anything bad about rats now. Magua is the first rat to be awarded the prestigious gold medal from the charity People's Dispensary for Sick Animals.
You know why Jimmy and Joey don't like it? Because we don't like rats. Now that's Italian.
A 2.6 pounds is he's larger than the average rat, but still light enough to step over mines.
Jesus.
That looks like a cat.
It looks like Redban's dog.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, right.
Oh my god, look at the size of these.
He's got a leash
Oh
on.
my god, he's got a little fucking rat leash. And a zip line.
Over mines without setting them off and able to get through the tennis court-sized field searching for the scent of explosives. In 20 minutes, he has helped clear nearly 35 acres of land, discovering 39 landmines and 28 unexploded bombs.
Oh my goodness.
Can you believe that? I mean, I feel better about rats.
That's the last time I make a bomb out of cheese.
I mean, rats. Everybody gives rats a hard time, but they just need to eat just like everybody else.
That's it.
You know.
That's it. They just want.
And they like cities.
They do. They love cities. They love New York.
They like where people are.
Look at this. I mean, this is just absolutely incredible. These guys, if they're training rats. Oh, look at that. Wow. Oh, absolutely fucking disgusting.
I guess they don't bite, huh?
These are all the dead rat graves.
Oh, those are the he is kind of big.
Yeah, the rat's big too.
Officials in a tiny hamlet of Swastika, New York, have voted to keep the name of their town.
Swastika, New York?
Supervisor John Douglas says he understands the name is controversial due to the Germans and everything, but insists the town is named after the ancient Hindu symbol and shouldn't change it just because Hitler tried to tarnish the meaning. When I went to India, I saw them all over the place, and I was like, I didn't know.
Wow.
That Hitler stole that symbol and made it in what it is.
Yeah.
But originally it means love and peace.
Yeah.
But I was like saying, what are all these swastikas doing all over the place?
Swastika.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you said. After a federal judge threw out a defamation suit against Fox News host Tucker Carlson, agreeing with the network's lawyers that no reasonable viewer takes what he says seriously. After a visitor to the Crater of Diamonds State Park in Arkansas found a 9-carat raw diamond laying on the ground. It looked kind of interesting and shiny, said Kevin Kigner, 33, adding he honestly teared up when informed his find was the second largest diamond in park history.
Wow.
Doesn't look so big, does it?
That's pretty big for a diamond. But, I mean, it's also very weirdly shaped.
And it's uncut, so it's useless.
I mean,
diamonds are stupid.
Is carat the size, or is it like the purity?
Carat's the size and the weight of it.
And the clarity, how shiny it is.
Yeah.
What makes a carat exactly?
The size of it.
It's just
the clarity is what they call
the weight or the physical size.
I think it's the physical.
Because if it's the weight, that makes sense.
After 4 Arkansas alligator hunters caught a record-breaking 13-foot, 11-inch, 800-pound gator. It dragged the boat around for almost 2 hours, said Travis Burden. Also on the boat.
It's with a C. Oh, yeah. It's a weight?
The unit of mass. So, I guess it includes weight and size.
Women are the only ones who like diamonds.
Yeah. And if you're with a woman that likes and needs diamonds, then run for your fucking life, man. Can you imagine?
You know how many diamonds there are? They make them. They're like Harley Davidsons. They only make a few, and they drive up the price. They're just. it's the biggest scam. You know, it's just I hate to break everybody's heart, but it's just the biggest. It's like furniture. All the furniture is made in High Point, North Carolina, with some plywood and some material.
That's what all my stuff's made out of.
Worth about $20, and then they sell it in Macy's for $2,700. You know, it's just horrible. It's just horrible, Redban.
Yeah, I also don't like they've found a way to make diamonds in a petri dish that look exactly like a regular diamond, and even people that are in the know can't even detect if it's a real diamond or a man-made diamond. But yet, girls still don't want that. They want a real diamond,
so they can brag to their girlfriends. Look at the diamond. And
here's what you do. You get a nice cubic zirconium, right? And then you go to your local, the person that you know that's going to resize the thing, and you go, here's $100. Yeah. This girl, show him a picture, is going to be coming in with a ring. She's going to ask you what this diamond's worth. You say $10,000 or whatever.
No, but what's going to stop that woman from taking that ring to her friend, and then the friend says, it's not worth that. You know how they are.
Yeah, they are that way.
U.S. citizen Wesley Barnes faced years in a Thai jail for posting negative TripAdvisor reviews about a resort there. Under Thailand's strict anti-defamation laws, Burns' comments about the resort's unfriendly staff could result in 2 years behind bars.
For yelping.
Wow. My goodness gracious. Yeah. Not a big Thailand guy. You ever go to Thailand?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, don't write any bad reviews there. What's the worst thing that's ever happened to you in Thailand? Like if you had to write a bad review.
I got robbed.
You did.
I got on a jeepney and I and they bumped me, and they're very polite people, so and before I knew it, they were off the jeepney and gone, and they cut my wallet.
Out of your pocket?
Yeah, I had it on a chain, and I think they cut my pants.
Wow.
And it was gone. They're professionals.
Wow. They cut what? Your belt loop?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it was gone.
Damn.
Yeah, that's funny to think about, because you don't really need the chain, because you could just get the belt loop. It's like they make such an emphasis, like, no, I got a chain, you ain't getting this off. But then you just go.
Mm-hmm. Well, I got them back for you. Every time I've gone to a Thai restaurant, I take extra.
You don't pay.
I walk out. I cut one of their belt loops for no reason, then I leave. Dine and ditch.
News that by enriching remote learning, the pandemic may make snow days a thing of the past. Philadelphia teacher Adam Eget said, kids may never again feel the excitement of waking up at 5 a.m. and looking at the ticker at the bottom of the television to see that the school will be closed.
That sucks.
You like this segment, huh?
This is great. One way of looking at it is...
This is Redban's favorite segment on the show. 4 players and 5 staff members of the Tennessee Titans tested positive for the coronavirus this week, the first serious outbreak in the National Football League 3 weeks into the season. Wow. That's no good.
Yeah, they're the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, that won't be missed.
Exactly. If it was the goddamn Patriots or,
right,
Cowboys, a real American team, these Tennessee Titans.
Tests this week confirmed that a deadly pathogen that killed a 6-year-old boy in September had infected the water supplies of 8 communities. This is in Texas, Lake Jackson, Texas. The family of Josh McTeer said that he developed flu-like symptoms in September before quickly losing the ability to stand or speak. The amoeba that killed him destroyed brain tissues and causes usually fatal swelling of the brain. So watch out for the water in Texas.
Sort of. I wouldn't go down massive water slides or use a neti pot without boiling the water or using clean water. You have to shoot so much water into your nasal system to even have a slight chance at getting an amoeba like that. that type of.
That was a really limited thing, huh?
Yeah, extremely.
It was tap water, though, right? Like, so he drank it?
No, he, I believe the kid went down a water slide at a water park, and a bunch of you know how a ton of water goes up your nose? That's how it happens. This often happens when people use neti pots and don't boil the water first, or, like a normal human use bottled water, or, what is it, iodized? Ionized, what's the type of water that you put in an iron? What's that called?
Oh, the water that's
Distilled.
Distilled water.
That's it.
Yeah, that's the type of water you want to use if you're flushing your nasal passage with something.
More than 1 million people around the planet have died from the coronavirus. The World Health Organization announced last week more than half lost their lives to malaria. More than have lost their lives to malaria, influenza, HIV, dysentery. What's that when you...
Dysentery?
Dysentery. Yeah. Cholera and measles combined over the last 10 months. Wow, so be careful.
Yeah, but these are the weak near-death people that...
Only 4 countries in the U.S. Yeah, a lot of people have... It really highlights your health issues.
It really does. That's exactly what this disease is. It's a real, if you had something that you weren't diagnosed with or that wasn't being treated, you're in big trouble.
Who do you want to hear about? Sharon Stone, Dan Rather, or the guy who invented the Rubik's Cube?
I'll go with, can I pick 2?
You can pick 2.
I'll go with Sharon Stone and Dan Rather.
All right. Very good. Sharon Stone is grateful to have a second life, said so-and-so and so-and-so and so. In 2001, the actress suffered a stroke and 9-day cerebral hemorrhage. Given a 1% chance of survival, Stone had 22 coils inserted into her brain, a procedure she called brutally unkind. It happened at her as her second marriage to journalist so-and-so was falling apart, and after the operation...
No, he didn't keep banging her after the stroke with coils in her brain?
Hollywood wrote off the actress as damaged goods, she says. It was like I had been this very bright and shiny thing, and then I got a ding in my fender. It took me 7 years to fully recover. The experience taught her to focus on fighting the big fights instead of getting angry over slights or sexist comments. Maybe it's because I'm 62 and have been through so much that I'm able to sort out what really needs my attention. She thinks the narrative that looks don't matter is a big, fat, stupid lie, adding, you don't even realize how much they matter until they start to go.
You're absolutely fucking right.
In recent months, her grandmother and godmother died from COVID-19, and her sister and brother-in-law were hospitalized. Stone says she is able to cope with this partly because her stroke taught her how to deal with loss. Big moments change you exponentially, she says.
Exponentially.
And then a new life starts, a rebirth. You know who had a stroke too? That comic, that little female comic. She's on social media working. I think she's, yeah.
Who?
Jeez, don't know. Can't think.
What?
You know, you've seen her from the Comedy Store.
Who had a? Was this recent?
Yeah, she's doing well. She's doing better. Strokes are no joke. Where's Lonzo Bowden? Get him in here.
He's had a stroke?
No, he does those PSAs for strokes no joke.
Oh, I didn't know.
Strokes no joke. If you call 911.
God, now I want to know who this comic is.
Yeah, you know her from the store.
Yeah.
It's not Whitney, Natasha, Annie Letterman, Esther Pavitsky.
Aubrey Plaza?
This is way back in the day.
What day?
Monday? Tuesday?
Okay, you want to hear about why Dan Rather keeps reporting?
Yeah.
Dan Rather is still chasing stories, said so-and-so and so-and-so. Soon to be 89, the former anchor of CBS Evening News now runs his own investigative journalist.
Hold on a second. I'm sorry. Can you go back for 1 second? So look at this picture. So look at the headline. Scroll down. David Spade helps out fellow comedian who suffered stroke. Now scroll back up. Look how much David Spade wants nothing to do with this picture. The other guy's so excited. David Spade, look, he has all this shit in his hands. He's so ready to go. He's carrying his own stuff.
Keeping distance.
He doesn't even want to get close.
Yeah. And he certainly wasn't that way with Chris Farley when he was very close with Chris. All right, I'm sorry, Brian. Go ahead. Dan Rather.
He now runs his own investigative journalist production company, News and Guts. He's been at it for more than 6 decades, plucked from KHOU in Houston after his standout coverage of the horrific hurricane in 1961. Courage, he says, is in short supply in today's news media. I ache to have courage, he says. I regret those times when I had... They always regret after they're gone.
Mm-hmm. They never regret before.
Just like the idiot in Britain.
Yep.
He regrets everything, and they try to do all these good things, but while they're in power, they do nothing.
Mm-hmm. You're exactly right. Drain the swamp. November
Like even
3rd.
Howard Stern complaining about all the things that he did while he was... and wrote a book, and now he's like, oh, I'm shooting. Listen, it was the time that you did it, and you did it when you did it, and that's what made you who you are. Now, if you feel so bad about it, take some money and donate it someplace.
Yeah.
Don't cry about it. It's you can't take it back.
You can't
live with it. Own it.
Own it. Own it. All these people are apologizing, a bunch of whiny babies. Remember when America used to be a bunch of tough people? We used to make things.
Mike Ditka.
Ditka. But people, we used to have.
Man, I can't
used to
speak
make
today at all.
We used to make
I should've took a sick day.
We used to make steel. We used to make things. We used to make cars. We used to really be an industrial powerhouse. Now everybody's delivering Postmates and Uber, and everybody's whining because they have too much fucking energy because they're not working out. They have all this stress built up. They don't realize they need a fucking job, a real job. Work with your fucking arms. I mean, I don't need it because I'm semi-pro golfer. But
Well, let's see. If the Giants win, they're in first. If the Eagles win, they're in first.
Mike Ditka farts on TV. Is what this
really?
is.
I was from Philly, but they got rid of me, so I'm going with the Giants.
That's not real. Get out of here.
It's a loud one. I regret those times when I had the opportunity to stand up and have courage, and I didn't do it. Covering the civil rights movements for CBS, Rather was thrilled to be assigned to such a big story, but admits he was unprepared. We're around these dangerous people, Klan rallies, Q-stick bearing crowds. At the beginning, when people would ask me where I was from, I would seldom say CBS because CBS was sometimes called the communist broadcasting system, the colored broadcasting system. Today, he worries that journalists are afraid of challenging people in power because they don't want to be labeled biased or unpatriotic. Rather says pursuing the truth should be the sole navigational star for a reporter. It's why he's continued working into his late 80s.
Yeah, but who's watching him? Who's listening to Dan Rather now?
I'm still trying to be a great reporter, he says.
He's not well, yeah, this is like when you let your old crazy grandpa play with his train set and he thinks he's really controlling a train. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, Dan Rather, you're totally reporting. People are listening. Keep writing your reports, buddy. Because he's actually backwards wrong in my opinion on that. Like, I think journalists have never been less afraid to be unpatriotic and do things just for ratings and entertainment. And, it used to be realer. If anything, he's a hero for actually reporting the news back in the day. Down the middle.
Right. And plus, you can't say anything. You got to say what they tell you to say.
Yeah.
Or else you're fired.
Mm-hmm. It's another great show. You watch Succession at all? Have you started Succession yet?
No. I want to watch it.
How about Scandal? Do you watch Scandal?
Take one of those fucking Big Mike blunts and kiss it goodbye. You'll be 7 episodes in no time.
I heard it was amazing.
It's literally the best show right now.
NFL legend Joe Montana and his wife Jennifer stopped a home intruder from kidnapping their 9-month-old grandchild last week.
Who?
Joe Montana.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
You see the girl that did it?
No. A woman police identified as Sodis Desarella, 39, allegedly entered the Montana's house in Malibu, California, and had taken the infant from a playpen when she encountered the... Why wasn't the door locked? You don't lock your doors? You're in L.A. What, are you crazy?
Yeah. Lock your doors, Joe Montana. You're living like you're in Montana. It should be Joe, California. Lock your doors.
The former San Francisco 49ers quarterback and his wife tried to de-escalate the situation, authorities said, before Jennifer pried the child from the crazy lady's arms.
My goodness gracious.
She allegedly fled from the home and was arrested. Scary situation, but thankful that everybody is doing well. Montana 64 said on Twitter.
Wow. What they didn't report is that he then threw the baby 45 yards in the backyard. All right. Come on.
Yeah, the woman who kidnapped her just got married also. It's kind of weird. Like, she looked pretty normal, like Asian woman that married a white guy kind of thing.
Oh.
Yeah, totally normal.
Listen to this. What do you think about this one?
I steal your baby. All right, I'm sorry. It's off topic.
Prince Henry and his wife Meghan Markle denied reports this week that they will be featured in a Netflix reality show about their glamorous new life in Montesino, California. The former British royals were back in Britain after the so-and-so reported that Harry, 36, and Meghan, 39, would give full access to a tasteful docuseries so that Markle could reveal the real her. British talking heads said they were hypocritical of the couple who fled the House of Windsor because of invasive media coverage. That doesn't make sense, right? Henry and this wife of his signed a mega deal with Netflix last month, reportedly valued at $100 million. So what's the story? Why would they sign a deal for $100 million for Netflix if they weren't going to do what this article says that...
They're going to do it. The article's wrong.
But they spokesman
They're just not going to do it yet. They're not allowed to announce yet. No, I'm serious.
Right.
This is how these things work. It's not... This is...
But their spokesman said the Duke and the Duchesses are not taking part in any reality shows.
Who said that? Who's that quote from?
But the Duke and Duchess.
No, you said blank and blank said, right?
I think the Duke and Duchess is them.
No, before you said the Duke and the Duchess, you said...
Meghan signed a mega deal with Netflix last month, reportedly valued at $100 million. But their spokesman said...
Their spokesman.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, their spokesman's getting paid to say whatever they want him to say, so it looks like they don't have to say it, but he's saying it, and they're just controlling the narrative.
Is this the one who stole the baby?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness gracious. Look at this shady couple. I want baby!
It makes me wonder what goes through the mind if she had planned that, if she was having a crazy episode, or, she wants a baby so bad. It makes me wonder. When girls do, because it seems like women do this a lot, try to steal people's babies and shit.
Yeah, the Asian lady treated the baby like carry out.
No,
that's what we call Asian carry out. It's a kidnapping. Special
to go.
It's the only delivery I can't make is a baby.
What's the story with Malibu? Why would Joe Montana, of all the places to live in the world that are so nice, everybody knows Malibu is one road in, one road out. If there's an accident, you have to go over the canyon to the 101. It's crowded. It's in L.A.
Malibu's crowded.
Why would you want to live there if you could live anywhere in the world?
I love Malibu. You don't like Malibu?
It's a very lovely place. This is a tough argument. Normally, I could roll with almost any city.
Of all the beautiful beaches in the world, why would you pick that Malibu? There's only one road. PCH.
There's only one road that you go on.
I don't know.
You got to make a right or a
left. Oh,
you're
talking about north of Malibu, I guess. North of PCH.
In the hills.
Okay, yeah, I'm talking. Not because his house was west of PCH. Where they're like close together.
Yeah.
I mean, why would he? Why would he?
Also, when you're in Malibu, you don't really want to go anywhere. You're like sitting on the beach every day, and you got your Postmates coming to you and stuff.
That's right.
And the traffic on PCH
It used to be bad. This pandemic cleared up traffic real nice.
Yeah.
All these scared liberals hiding in their fucking 2-bedroom apartments.
Hey.
Here's one that's kind of an item of interest. Wait till you hear this one, Tony.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Firefighters combating a huge fire at an Australian cattle breeding facility had to duck exploding cylinders of frozen bull semen.
Oh, shit.
Fire Commander Chris Lochner said that as the crew tried to extinguish the blaze, projectiles of semen kept shooting out of the building.
Oh my god, I would have bent over and opened up my gaping butthole. You ever have a bull cum icicle in your bagunza?
The liquid inside the cylinders was rapidly expanding.
The old slopsicle?
He explained. So firefighters went into a defensive mode. The fire was eventually put out, said the firefighter. His team.
I don't know. I smell bull cum on this.
Magnificent job. I don't know. If we can't pull it up, then maybe you could be right. It could be. It could be.
Fear Factor Antarctica.
Yeah, they don't. Unfortunately, don't have any videos
with
of it.
Joe Snowden.
How convenient! No videos of all those firefighters bending over.
Semen explosion at bull insemination factory. Oh my goodness. This sounds like a fucking party.
Okay, there he is. He's the man.
There it is. He just wrote this and then put it up. Only takes a few seconds.
The picture that they added to it makes no sense though.
That's me playing guitar. This is what I have to do nowadays for support my golf habit.
That's an inappropriate picture.
Oh yeah, there's kids and there's bull semen.
It really is a very crazy picture.
Hollywood trick-or-treating may be curtailed this year because of the pandemic, but the hottest mask for those who plan to celebrate anyway is the Karen. The mask plays mocking tribute to the entitled, angry women who refuse to wear face coverings in stores and call the cops on black neighbors who are doing nothing.
Wow.
To accent the mask, shirts that say, "I want to speak to the manager," are also available.
My goodness gracious. Have you ever dressed up for Halloween, Brian?
Yeah.
What do you normally go as?
One time I went as a two-headed monster.
Oh.
I got a mannequin, and I put it on a stick, and I stuff it back in my back, and I had two heads. That was kind of fun.
Wow.
The best costume I ever saw was Payne Stewart.
Yeah?
It was the same year that he perished in the plane crash.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy had a wire hanger, and he had his coming up here, and then he went in front of his face, and he had a oxygen mask hanging from the wire, and his face was all like, his clothes were all burnt, and he had black things on his face from the accident. You know,
that's hilarious.
And he had the golf outfit on, the baggy pants that Payne Stewart loved to wear.
Yeah.
And he had the golf shirt, and he had the oxygen hanging in front of his face.
Oh, that's so
It was
funny.
the best one I've ever seen.
I love that.
Hands down.
I love that. That is hilarious.
But the famous one growing up is you just went as a bum, right?
Right.
We didn't buy costumes. Did you buy costumes?
No, I always use like the bomb thing or
Bum.
Yeah, that used to be like a rare treat. Now it looks like fucking Halloween every day out here.
Oh, man. Yeah, there's bums. A lot of bums.
A lot of trick-or-treaters out today. 1 p.m. on a...
There's Karen. Is your dog on a leash, Karen?
Oh, my goodness.
The dog couldn't get away from Karen quick enough, too. Florida school officials are complaining that parents stressed out by at-home learning can be seen smoking weed or drinking in the background of their kids' Zoom classes. Sometimes the joints are as big as cigars. Boca Raton elementary teacher Edith Pride said, You can't do that. Another teacher said that the father of one of the students could be seen drinking a beer at 11:45 in the morning without a shirt on. Other parents have made cameos in bras and underwear. This is a school pride. This is a school pride said. Not a party. What is that? This is a school. Oh, Pride. Her name is Pride. This is a school, Pride said. Not a party.
Right.
Well, the parents are going nuts. They figured that usually they get rid of the kids around this time, and they're not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all coming to bite them in the ass.
That's these kids. They have at least they have parents. Now people are complaining. Oh, there's too many parents. I didn't have these problems when I was a kid. I'd be so excited if my dad showed up in the back of one of my Zoom videos. Papa! My mom would just be... Back when I was young, she was an angry lady just drinking iced tea. She would have loved this shit. You in your fucking Zoom class?
Nearly 43,000 American meatpacking workers have tested positive for the coronavirus. And
I bet the meatpackers are getting hit with all this bull semen.
And at least 203 have died. Federal regulators recently cited for safety violations a Smithfield Foods plant in Sioux Falls, North Dakota, at which nearly 1,300 workers had tested positive and 4 died.
Jesus.
And a JBS USA plant in Greenlee, Colorado. Greenlee, Colorado is where all the cows are. Massive. Mm-hmm. You can see it from Mars. Mm-hmm. Where 290 have tested positive and 6 died. The fines totaled $29,000 on 2 companies that jointly have $65.7 billion in revenue. Joke. Postmaster General told a judge last week that hundreds of high-speed mail sorting machines that were taken out of service this year can't be brought back because they were stripped of 4 parts. The judge has ordered the Postal Service to reverse some operational changes by response to the lawsuit. California historical wildfire season has grown through the state's winemaking industry into chaos, and vineyards scramble to assess the extent in which the smoke comes. People in their 20s accounted for more than 20% of COVID-19 cases between June and August.
What percent?
20%.
And is this in America or the world?
Between June and August, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. I guess it's here. Young people are less likely to be hospitalized or die, but they can drive community spread to move to more at-risk people. Did you see that on Facebook? That one of the guests we had gave his parents' cars away? Ari Morris?
That was fake.
Or was it fake?
Yeah.
People don't like to be faked.
You don't ever give out your identity to anybody, do you? Like if they ask you for things on the internet or anything? Okay.
I hope not. This one is.
I do worry about that with like my mom though. Like I think about that all night. Like I know she's getting scammed. I almost got scammed on that thing, you know.
There's a lot of tricky ones out there.
Here's one for you, Redban.
Oh.
Amazon's introduced a security drone that flies around inside while you're not home, said so-and-so and so-and-so. The unveiling of the Always Home Cam by Amazon Ring division included a promotional video of a burglar breaking into a home and getting spooked as the drone flew straight at him. Some view as though were spooked by the idea of an Amazon device flying around houses, filming everything for a different reason. Amazon promises that the drone... There it is. They promise that the drone will record only while flying. It has a 5-minute runtime.
I love this thing. It's one of the coolest inventions that I've seen in a while. It really is just like it detects motion, or if you're like, say your doorbell cam goes off and you think something's going on, you just release this little like remote control camera that knows the floor plan of your house so it doesn't bump into things. It has sensors all over it so it won't run into like a lamp or something. It has a camera that could stream. I think it's an amazing idea.
But it only lasts 5 minutes, so anybody that knows about it, like if a robber sees it, they could just go outside for 5 minutes and then...
And they say it's perfect for checking whether the homeowner left the stove on or a window open. Drone buyers set its flight plan in advance and can watch it through a live video feed in the Ring app, but they don't say how much it is.
It's $200, I think.
Wow.
And, this is the first version also, it's just like an iPhone. It's going to last longer. It's going to have better features. And you could always get like a second one, so you could have a backup one just in case it like fly out.
But that's okay. 5 minutes is okay if you have a relatively normal house. But if you've got a big house...
Yeah. You would have to have one for each wing and stuff, which you could afford if you have a house.
Right.
Do you have any kind of security system in your place?
Just the metal doors, those metal security doors.
Your peephole.
Yeah. That's it.
Wow.
Gotta get you it's great having security cameras. I love it. I got, ones here. I
don't
ones.
have much to
secure.
Yeah. I believe in banks.
Ah. You seem like the kind of guy that would have a lot of cash hidden around your place, and you would say that you love banks if you did that too.
Cut that feed.
No.
With temperatures continue to rise, this is an item of interest almost every week. With temperatures continuing to rise at the top of the world, Antarctic sea ice this summer shrank to its second lowest level on record. The minimum extent was likely reached on September 15th with 1.44 million square miles covered in sea ice, about 1 million square miles fewer than the 1981-2010 average.
It comes and it goes. It's a very natural thing.
Well, that's not what they think. They think it's abnormal, but who's to say? This is the first time I've done a book review.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
This is a book by Simon Stephenson.
Who's that's the author?
It says
or the reviewer.
Simon is the author is Simon Stephenson. I have a new literary hero, said so and so and so and so. Laughing out loud funny, debut novel from an ex-Pixar screenwriter is an erudite dentist who in 2054 decides after home screening Blade Runner that he must travel to Hollywood to help make a movie that cures humans of anti-bot bias. Sounds like it's going to be pretty funny. There it is. I'm sorry, I'm not reading real well today.
Normally, you're better at it.
No, yeah, I'm not great, but I think today would be maybe a C-. Yeah. I don't know if I even passed today. I might be. What do they call it? When they make you do come to school afterwards.
Summer school
detention.
You know what? Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be in big trouble for today. Why do you think this is? What did you do today that's different than your normal routine?
Secondhand high.
Oh, could that be it? I'm sorry if that's the case.
Maybe you're right, Redban.
I'm so first-hand high, I barely even noticed that.
Here's a good one for music lovers. If there wasn't enough to argue about in the world right now, said so and so and so and so. Last week, Rolling Stone published the new 500 greatest albums of all time.
Oh, no.
And people's music's de facto ain't what it used to be. The original list, published in 2003 and tweaked in 2012, remained relevant enough that 63 million people viewed it online last year. Reflects how tastes have changed.
Yeah, it's a new buffoon. It's a new
the
buffoon meter, because all they do is they make it controversial so that people talk about it, and then they
you got all these people's numbers, huh?
I really do. I study it, man. The media is the most, for
perverted.
absolute decades, it's been the most important thing. It starts wars, it ends wars, it controls who gets blown up and who doesn't. It's absolutely everything, and
it sets the agenda, the conversation.
Sets the conversation.
Now that's what they're talking about now. They keep saying the new normal.
Right.
They want to get everybody in their mind that we're not going back the way it was.
And why? Because the whole thing was supposed to be that hospitals don't reach capacity, and we're nowhere even close. We've never been close.
The new normal. And they keep drilling that into our heads.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't even point to who's saying it, but it's being said over and over again. I don't know who to believe today.
I know who's not saying it, and I know the news that they're not reporting is the most important news.
Oh yeah, they got a sheet. They got a script, and they all stick to the same script.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's
frightening, Redban.
I've watched it get progressively worse.
More frightening than this episode of Dead Air.
What's wrong? What's going on? You don't like this episode?
No. This is a great episode.
What's happening? What's it normally like?
He's just stoned, man.
Yeah, they keep saying that it's going to be the new normal. I like. So here are the top 10.
You want to know how bad it's gotten? Is that for the last 2 or 3 days, CNN's main front headline has been an analysis. Do you know what an analysis is? It's an opinion.
Right. I see.
Do you know what news isn't supposed to have? An opinion. Wait, go back for a second. Trump breaks White House isolation. Oh, okay. They must have just changed it. I wonder if the mobile one's different. I keep taking pictures of it because I find it so interesting that they have the balls to put it in the number 1 slot. It used to be down on the main page. Oh, right. They did change it. I took pictures of it, though. They did change it. So you see how... You see that? Trump stuns with erratic behavior, and you see right there in the corner how it says analysis?
Right.
That means that they're just giving their opinion completely.
Yeah. That's just filling fodder. Trump's fodder.
Stuns. Who's he stunning? Doesn't say. And what's erratic behavior for him? Meanwhile,
what
Fox
do they call
News
that?
at the same time.
They say clickbait.
Yeah. Exactly. And I went over to Fox News just because I was so curious, because at this point it's 2 in a row. You see this one? Look at that. Hold on 1 second. You might not even be interested in this, but I'm going to do it.
No.
You're not?
No, I am.
Oh, okay. Fuck, I can't find it. God damn it. But there was another one too. And so I went over to Fox News because I'm like, I wonder what the channel that everybody thinks is full of shit. I wonder what's on their front page right now, and it's actual news. ISIS monsters linked to beheadings of American aid workers and journalists brought to the U.S. and indicted. So these guys that beheaded American aid workers, these ISIS members, were brought to the U.S. today and indicted. That's a really big deal.
Yeah, but I don't understand why they're bringing them to the U.S. because they didn't want the Cuba, Guantanamo Bay closed because they didn't want those terrorists on U.S. soil. Why don't they try them on Cuba? So now it's okay. See?
Well, they might get sent there after this.
You know, everybody does something different, you know?
Yeah.
You can't trust anybody. You know, all my friends have different opinions. I mean,
of course. But the point is that I'm just talking about the news, and it's like what it used to be.
The news is part of it.
It's a huge part of it, man.
They're in cahoots. Because
here's the thing: is dumb people think that what reading the news for 10 minutes it makes you catch up with everybody real quick. That reading a bunch of headlines, especially nowadays, can catch you up even faster. Because now there's so much information that headline. Oh, okay. Well, now I can go argue with my friends about shit that I didn't read the article. I just read the headline.
Even BBC is compromised, which used to be the most respected news organization. Mm-hmm. Even they're soft. Mm-hmm. The only ones, if you really want to, you know, you may not like it, but this Al Jazeera is the only one that just tells you what happened.
Isn't that fucking crazy?
They just tell you what happened, and you have to leave it up. They leave it up to you to decide what happened.
And
they don't try to convince you what happened.
The irony.
They just tell you what happened.
And isn't it crazy? Post 9/11, 2001, if I were to say Al Jazeera and Fox News, you would go, "Huh? Are you fucking kidding me? Those are the least reputable news positions to the American front." Probably is what a bunch of buffoons would say. And now things have gotten so fucking weird and different in just 20 years that Fox News is the most down the middle, and Al Jazeera is the most factually accurate and unbiased.
Yeah, they just report.
It's wild.
So the top 10 albums now is Marvin Gaye, What's Going On.
See, that's news. I'm sorry to cut you off again.
Oh, go ahead.
But that's news. Something getting blown up by something military is news. What you can't control about a pandemic and the reality show fiasco with the way we nominate a president, that's not news. It's just another 4-year election cycle. Trump COVID-19 symptom free for 24 hours. That's an actual thing. Trump stimulus U-turn. Why it matters to you in the economy. That's actual news. Something that's happening with Congress is actual news. That affects laws. That affects recovery. That affects the economy. They're not just talking about fucking Trump said something crazy.
Right.
Because none of that matters. And it's all perspective anyway. Anyway. There's a news problem.
And we definitely have a news problem. It happened when the news became for profit.
They all are owned by billionaires. And that's why this show, another reason on top of so many reasons why Succession is such an unbelievable show. Because it's about a family that owns...
What network is on that?
What?
What network?
HBO. But it's about a billionaire family that owns a full-time 24-hour news cycle network. And look, let's say you made a lineup at a comedy club. Who would you put on it? The people that you like, the people that you want people to see, the people that you work with, the people that... It's the same thing if you own a fucking news network. You're going to put the news out that fits your agenda, that fits your tone, that fits what's going to make you money, what's going to help your brand, what's going to blah, 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 blah.
Like Hearst did when in his day. Hearst Castle, he had a bunch of newspapers and everything. And he drove the news the way he wanted.
It's still the exact same way. Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post. Jeff Bezos of Amazon owns the Washington Post. And that's, he can't even, that's out there. What we don't know is these shadow companies, who owns who for every one of these single things. Or who the front man is and whose money he's operating with. We know Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post. So imagine what we don't know.
This is for you.
What size is that? It already looks really big.
Yeah.
I wear a small. You have a small in there?
This is a medium, I think.
I'm going to be honest with you. I get a lot of t-shirts and I want one so badly, but I'd much rather have you keep a medium and somehow work out me getting a small than me take a medium and it ends up on a shelf with a bunch of mediums.
Oh, I have an extra large for Eric. You want it for like a pajama?
No.
Nighty?
No. I already have enough nighties. I need something that supports my breasts. I don't know.
Did you see this? Speaking of Succession, that One Bite Reviews, Barstool Sports, he does pizza reviews every day. And this one guy goes, "You kind of sound like Greg the Egg." This guy came up to him and, it's like, I'm a big fan. And here, I was just...
Can't hear it.
I don't know why it's not playing now. I guess there's no audio. They took the audio off for some reason. It's weird. But it's him. It's the guy from Succession. I don't know if you know him or not.
The lighting's up. Oh, yeah, that's him. Yeah, for sure.
And John Bon Jovi just walks up.
Hilarious.
I don't know why the audio's not
Huh.
Bon Jovi's huge in Europe, even more than here. They love him over there.
I was telling you about that new Roger Waters album, Us and Them, that just came out secretly. It's like unpromoted, and
yeah, you sent me the picture.
It's live in Amsterdam. You know why he did it in Amsterdam? Because they're polite over there. They don't hoot and holler like animals. It has to be truly the end of a song or, whatever for them to show like affection. You ever perform in the northern European countries like that?
I just got back.
Yeah?
No, no, I haven't.
I once did shows in Stockholm, and they barely they find like laughing loudly and longly to be impolite. So that first show, even though you're sort of warned about it, it's very interesting. It's like performing in a parking lot during coronavirus. It's like, oh, this is completely different. Whoa.
Unless you're staying outside the city center or you're shopping in town. Well, from the airport to Amsterdam.
Okay.
So, according to Rolling Stones, the top 10 albums are Marvin Gaye, What's Going On, The Beach Boys, Pet Sounds,
Jesus,
Joni Mitchell, Blue, Stevie Wonder, Songs in the Key of Life, number 5, The Beatles, Abbey Road, number 6, Nirvana, Nevermind, number 7, Fleetwood Mac. Fleetwood Mac always makes the list for some. They're great. Rumors. Number 8, Prince and the Revolution, Purple Rain. Number 9, Bob Dylan, Blood on the Tracks.
Ugh.
And number 10, Lauryn Hill, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Yeah, they had to get that in there. I mean, what type of world are we living in? Let me see this thing real quick. Can I hold it?
Oh, yeah.
God, I mean, it's unbelievable.
You're not.
What are they calling this? Pop? 500 greatest albums of all time?
And they keep revising it, I guess.
So they have to have Marvin Gaye number 1, of course. You have to. The Beach Boys would be nowhere near number 2. They would not be in the top 10. Ugh. I mean, we live in California. You ever hear anybody jamming out to the Beach Boys driving around?
I know, it's true.
Joni Mitchell, get out of here. Stevie Wonder seems like he made the list. Like, hey, Stevie, write down the Beatles. I get it. I understand why they would be in the back 5. Nirvana, Nevermind, I guess it's arguable. I guess I could see that in the back 5. Fleetwood Mac, I understand why they would have to do that. Prince makes sense. Bob Dylan, one of the most overrated musicians of all time. Bob Dylan's up there to me with Bruce Springsteen, with
Yeah, my brother Bruce doesn't like Springsteen.
With Van Halen.
He says he just yells.
Yeah, that's it. America, born in the USA. Like, does it get any more pandering than that? Yeah. Hey, where my Americans at tonight?
Public Enemy's got a new album. What are you going to do? If there was ever a time for a new Public Enemy album, it's 2020.
Oh, I'm surprised they're not already on the top 10.
The legendary hip-hop group's first album in 25 years with the Def Jam label turns out to be equal parts unfettered urgency and nostalgia, offering listeners a no-nonsense advice on standing up amid crisis times while reminding us that PE has been urging folks to do the right thing forever. What's PE?
Public Enemy.
Thank you. Consider the album's, I was thinking it was
physical education.
Public, PC. That's what I was thinking it was. Fight the Power, the group. Rather than retread, the track offers an inspiring messification of rich and enduring culture combined in bedrock James Brown beat and Chuck D. Brody rapping with the new verses and voices of a younger generation. And while Chuck has much to say about the Trump era, the most heartening thing about the record isn't its critical takes. It's the guys bringing the noise. Flavor Flav remains a comic wonder, and on the best track.
I thought Flavor Flav got fired or quit or something like that.
The whole thing.
He's the one with the big clock.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a complete fucking joke. Public Enemy. Get that one. When's the last? I mean,
How did you like the Comedy Store episode number 1? Did you see that one?
Yeah, it was nice. You know, really covered
suicide is a nice topic.
Yeah, I could see why they would do that. It's nice and compelling.
Vice President Mike Pence and Senator Kamala Harris meet for a 90-minute showdown. This will be watched mostly by the production of a potential social media names. Harris is I'm carrying great expectations, but Pence, remember forever, Pence established himself. Okay.
You should do a whole podcast where you just read stuff like that.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
We're almost done.
I like it.
Time for a flu shot. Getting a flu shot this year appears to be more critical than ever, said so-and-so and so-and-so. COVID-19 is still going strong as flu season arrives, and the collision of the virus could overwhelm hospitals.
Oh, yes, we should stay at home and buy more magazines.
Testing sites while creating complications for anyone who falls ill. The disease overlapping symptoms can confuse both doctors and patients, and some might even contract both viruses. But we all should also care about reducing the burden on the healthcare system that in a normal year can see 500,000 flu-related hospitalizations.
Yeah, in a normal year where everybody's hanging out and everybody's doing everything normal, yes, the flu can be spread that way. That's true, unless, of course, say you were on almost complete lockdown because of another pandemic, in which case that would eliminate all the previous flu statistics and would make them inapplicable to the current condition. This is what all these fucking things do. They're not adjusting for common sense. They're not going, the doctors said that this can happen, but they're not going, if they did a follow-up question where they go, but where would the flu cases be if we're measuring now and not going off of last year's fucking Thanksgiving, Christmas, the whole family gets together statistics. This isn't a normal year, so it's not going to be normal flu numbers. So there's not going to be a fucking insane issue.
They're making it an insane issue, perhaps.
It's unbelievable. The only things that matter now are having the tests for the coronavirus, which we have so many of. So you can get one anywhere.
I thought I turned mine off.
You have the actual sound of a phone. Because if it played anything else, you wouldn't know what it was. You need to know, like, oh, my phone is ringing.
You're saying that if I know played music, I wouldn't know what that was.
Like, oh, my radio started playing.
So you're not surprised on my ring selection at one bit?
No. I bet everything in your life is that way. I bet someone rings your doorbell, it goes bing bong. Your vacuum cleaner just... Your lawnmower sounds like a goddamn lawnmower.
I thought I had...
even if you got an electric car, I feel like you would have on your CD player the sound of a car engine starting, so that when you start the car, just...
Tesla has to, all electric cars now have to have a speaker outside because they're too quiet and people are getting run over and shit like that. Yeah. So Elon Musk, had to put speakers in all these Teslas now. But he said that they never said that it has to be a certain noise. So he's going to let you put like goats and stuff like that.
Yeah, this is what he says. Every month Elon Musk fucking smokes weed in his basement, and it's another genius. By the way, we were talking about this earlier. Is like we were talking about Shia LaBeouf, and I brought up Kanye and Trump, but that's another perfect example. This is a guy that says wacky things, does something wacky once a month, once every 2 months, and is a fucking genius at his working of the media, staying in the news just enough so that when something actually is released or whatever, you're like, oh yeah, I know him, I trust him, he's a smart guy. Silly, funny,
likable,
little bit crazy, but fun as fuck.
CEO Elon Musk tweeted that the new horn features were in the works, such as goat noises and flatulating sounds.
Wow.
They said fart sounds.
I didn't realize he put Redban in charge of deciding what.
Redban's a consultant on the sound.
That's it. Where do you think he got all those e-bikes from that he's got now?
That's right.
Everything's electric over here. Wait.
Oh, that's a nice bass.
Oh, man. At the onset of the pandemic, 140,104 businesses were marked temporarily closed on Yelp.com. Since then, according to Yelp, more than 97,966 businesses have permanently shut down.
99,968 if you count the Thailand guy. Come on.
Inaccuracies. So far, the Small Business Administration has received 96,000 loan forgiveness applications from 5.2 million businesses that borrowed $525 billion through the Payroll Protection Program. None has yet been approved or denied. The cosmetics company Estee Lauder will pay NASA $128,000 to send 10 bottles of its advanced night repair serum to the International Space Station for a 4.5-hour photo shoot.
What?
How much will they pay?
Make this shit up.
How much will they pay?
$128,000.
$128,000.
That doesn't seem like enough.
Yeah, I was gonna say it actually seems just about right.
Really? For an ad in the space, I think that's millions. You know, if they're paying like how many millions for a Super Bowl commercial, but now they're filming in space.
Well, you have to know that what they're really paying. That's how much the press is. That's what they're paying for. They have to hit a minimum number. That's what they're paying for. Is right there. When they do a photo shoot in space, it's not going to be like, oh my God, you know this is really space? Because they can do anything, and they can make anything shot anywhere look like it's completely in space.
They don't even have to go there. That's right.
So what they're paying for is that press. See? This is how manipulative everything is.
You should write a book.
Well, I mean, again, it would probably be a better...
I don't know if you can... You don't have time. You're always on the golf course.
It would probably be a better internet show than a golf... or than a book. Not than a golf. I think I got secondhand high now.
Art Collective, MSCHF, pronounced Mischief, created oil paintings of 3 actual medical bills and sold them for $73,360.36, using the proceeds to pay off the original bills. I mean, why do they have to put 36 cents? I mean, just round it off. What is this garbage with this cents?
Sounds more official.
I guess. Applications for the employer identification numbers that entrepreneurs need to start a business have passed 3.2 million so far this year, up from 2.7 million at the same point last year. Supermarkets are starting to stockpile supplies in preparation for another coronavirus surge, said so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. Retailers say they want to be ready this time and are gathering months rather than weeks worth of staples such as pasta sauce and paper products. The president of one major grocery wholesaler said the company started talking about Thanksgiving in June. Some products that nearly disappeared in the spring, such as cleaning wipes, have just begun to return to shelves.
Wow.
And that's it. This is the last one, buddy. Tony, are you there?
Yeah, I'm right here. I'm listening.
This is the last one now.
I know, it's the last one.
Of the items of interest.
Oh, it's very interesting.
And then we're going to interview you for an hour and a half.
No way. I'm trying to do something.
All right, here's the first one.
Silly, but
women will have achieved true equality when men share with them the responsibility of bringing up the next generation. Okay. There are... All right. Thank you for that. Now I'll have some chocolate cake with my dessert. Thank you. There are only 2 industries that call their customers users: illegal drugs and software. That's a good one, huh, Tony?
I always say that about software.
I am full of self-pity and I need it. It will come from nowhere else. All right. God gave us memory so that we might have roses in December. Thank you. Real generosity towards the future lies in giving all to the present. All right, that's your opinion. Thank you.
Is this a horoscope?
It's wisdom and wit.
Okay.
Wisdom and wit.
Mostly wisdom, I guess.
This is the part, mostly. This is the last part of the items of interest, and some are better than some are better than others.
What is that? I'm kidding. That's me on my phone.
Is that my phone? Between two evils, I always pick the one I never tried before. Mae West.
I thought you were going to say Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather said that. All right.
And the last one, and the last item of interest, fame is proof that people are gullible.
Isn't that the truth?
Ralph Waldo Emerson.
It's not until you're standing next to Ron Jeremy and you smell this body odor that you realize.
God has a wicked sense of humor, huh?
Isn't that wild?
Making him porn star.
Isn't that
the last guy in the world you want to see without a shirt on, much less anything else.
Yeah. The next thing you know, you're watching him fucking blast loads all over the place. Like a goddamn bull factory explosion.
Oh my God. Yeah. All right.
It's unbelievable.
Are you ready for 10 questions?
Yeah, let's do it.
But this week it's going to be 20.
Uh-oh.
Because we had a fallout.
Okay, I'll take Eric's questions. First question, what's it like being an interracial television superstar? Well, it's pretty wild, Brian. I just get these auditions because I'm interracial, and then I use my comedic talent to show that I have a little bit of common sense, and then I book the role. Just kidding.
All right, question number 1. If you were a famous rock star, who would you want to be? Freddie Mercury, Liberace, Elton John, or George Michael?
I have to pick one of those? I like the question. Are these all multiple choice?
You can add your own if you want. I'm gonna break a lot of rules for you today.
I like this. No, say the 4 again. I'll pick one.
Freddie Mercury, Liberace, Elton John, or George Michael?
Oh, man. If I had to be one. Jeez. Man. You know what? If I had to be one of those incredible musicians, I would probably pick Freddie Mercury.
Good choice.
Because I'd have a legacy, but I wouldn't have to worry about getting anything shoved in my butt while I'm here now.
Right.
Because he's dead. So nothing's going in his butt. Unless, of course, he had some invention of like this continuous dildo that just goes in and out of his butt while he's dead. Perhaps there's a solar panel that goes...
Well, it's probably on Amazon.
Yeah.
Amazon has probably got it.
It's true. Imagine the gay men that are going to use that drone to fly dildos in their butts.
Oh my God! Here it comes, Bruce.
That's right. You hear that, Bruce?
Number 2. Have you ever been attracted to your mother?
I think there's attractive qualities about my mom. It's an interesting thing because everything that you learn about psychology, every single line that you keep reading, the more you realize everything comes back to your childhood. My mom has very full features, a round, what many people would consider a meaty, feminine ass, very gigantic bosoms, I mean extremely large breasts, and at the end of the day, when I find myself on porn sites, these are the things that intrigue me. I'm not saying that I'm directly attracted to my mom, but I think we all, in very interesting ways, find qualities in girls that we know about our mothers. Like Brian, for example, is a lovely girlfriend, right? A very good person. I wouldn't say necessarily, almost innocent-like, right? Like very clean, right? Very pure. And these are qualities that you would agree about your own mother.
Yeah, absolutely.
And my mom, on the other hand, sort of like wild, like, not afraid to start a goddamn argument about something, sort of like a firecracker. These are the personalities that I find myself more drawn towards. How about you? Do you ever find yourself attracted to a woman with qualities like your mother, Brian?
He likes black chicks.
Oh.
Have you ever been?
I didn't realize your mother was.
So what would be your answer then if you ever been attracted to your mother?
I mean, if that's pretty direct. Qualities about my mother, it's not the question, so I will say no.
Okay.
I mean, I guess yes, though.
Number 3, have you ever been attracted to somebody else's mother?
Mm-hmm. Almost every single day.
Miss Watkins.
She seems like she'd be fun.
Number 4, are you difficult to work with, Tony?
No, not at all. One of the easiest people to work with. Because I only do jobs that I really like and that are really fun. So
no, the both times I was on Kill Tony, I felt right at home.
Oh yeah.
Number 5, if you were a dog, what breed would you want to be?
What breed of dog would I want to be? I guess I would. I'd want to be. I guess I'd be like a German Shepherd or something like that. Something athletic yet fun, sort of cozy, wise. I'd pick a German Shepherd. I don't want to be a dumb dog that has trouble breathing or anything like that. I'd like to be able to exercise. I don't know. Here it is.
What do you call it? Has a funny joke about that John Caparillo.
Oh, he does?
About the dog. He says his dog, you know.
Oh, man, my dog. Oh, my God, my fucking dog. It looks at me funny every time I wake up out of the bed and I get out of the shower. It's always looking at me funny. And I'm like, oh, come on, dog. Why are you looking at me that way, dog? Come on, dog.
These fucking people.
Number 6. We're on to the mother thing again. I apologize. Okay. Do you hate your mother?
No. Jesus. Right. Do these get sent in from people? Is this where you're getting these?
Well, Redban and I, we go over these with the producers and we come up with them.
and
we try to do our best. We've changed some in the past, but you'd be surprised some of the answers you get from people on the show that actually have... Yeah. Ari Morris has some problems with his family.
Ari does.
Yeah.
Get a lot of damaged people on this show, huh? Ari Manis?
We had a Jehovah's Witness on that was just, it was a night train.
Oh,
man. Number 7, have you ever walked out of a restaurant without paying? Even in high school? Never?
No.
Good for you.
That's unacceptable.
And this one is...
I come from a restaurant family.
I've done it twice. Oh, I'm sorry. Number 8. Have you ever had sex with yourself on an airplane?
I believe I probably have. I think I probably have.
We're guys, you know?
Yeah.
You get that urge.
I feel like I probably have. Certainly have done it in some interesting bathrooms in my day. Sometimes you gotta knock it out. Sometimes you gotta knock it out, especially when I was a younger buck. You know what I mean? Come on, I have a lot going on down there.
So you really like
even though I have many feminine qualities in the body of a little boy, on the inside, on parts you can't see, I'm a real man.
So you really like the items of interest, huh?
What do you mean?
You know, the items of interest. You really like it, right? You liked it.
Yeah, I liked that segment.
Yeah. Number 9. If you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be?
Oh, boy. Jeez Louise. I guess, I don't know. I guess I would weigh more.
You can eat whatever you want, and you don't see it on your. I mean, that's a great thing. I do
that. I've tried to gain weight. I would love to do that. I'd love to see how far.
You want to be fat? You want to be
not fat. No. Just I don't know. Just add, just a little bit of power to all this. Because I can drive a golf ball about 275 yards right now. You know how fucking long that is, Mr. Holtzman? That's almost 3 fucking American football fields.
That's a home run at Dodger Stadium for center field.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, 370. Yep. Yeah, I guess so. 375.
Heck yeah.
And no, that's feet.
Oh yeah, you still go over the fence.
I'm talking about yards. It's out of the stadium.
Oh yeah. Oh, in the parking lot.
Yeah. Anyway, so
I'm not sure where in the parking lot, but you're definitely in the parking lot.
Yeah, with my brain and more power and more size to throw around, I think I could get over 300 yards driving, which is A ridiculously long drive.
I can't believe the fucking guy hit a hole in one.
Unbelievable. And what's crazy about that is John Daly, obviously famous for his ridiculously long drives, extreme power from the tee, and what you got to see there was the touch.
The front nine. The front nine.
Touch,
the smaller ones.
Yeah.
I like the irons.
Golf courses, really, you keep saying front nine and back nine. Wherever you played at those times, that's not a normal thing.
A normal nomenclature, you mean?
Well, normally the front nine and the back nine both have a mixture of par 3s, par 4s, and par 5s, which is the difficulty.
But aren't they the shortest ones in the beginning?
No.
Oh, I see.
In fact, oftentimes quite the opposite. Oftentimes they will front load par 5s or par 4s to get you loosened up, so that by the time you get up to a par 3, you have to use that touch. You know, you're not just gaining power.
I like number 7. I like number 7. I want to see the hole. I want to hit it just right. It goes straight up, and it just plops down, and you just go, God, I wish I could do that every fucking hole. Every hole, you know, every hole. Mm-hmm. You know? Yeah. I'm more comfortable with the irons than I am with the woods. The woods, you got to hit them just right. It's slicing left and right.
Right. Just got to work on the swing. It takes time.
Yeah.
It is incredible.
And that first tee off is definitely the nerve wracker because everybody's watching.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. And it also sets the tone for your next 4 or 5 hours.
Did you walk or use a cart?
I do a little bit of both, but I prefer the cart. It's been 100 degrees here every day. All the fun courses are. I mean, there's a few obviously along the ocean where you get a nice calm coolness, but most of the main ones are in the valley. Very hot.
Number 10, if you won the lotto, what would be the first thing you would do or buy if you won the lotto? Fantasy 5.
Man, there's a lot of things here. I got a lot of answers for this one. I'd buy a gigantic residence in the desert, 2 hours that way. I would buy an airplane. Is it a big lottery or a small lottery?
Big, very big lotto.
Huge?
Yeah, maybe 100 million.
Great. Yep. Airplane. I would buy all new friends.
The friends are getting kind of old.
No, I'm kidding. I would golf my fucking ass off. I would reinvest in things.
I'm going to hold your feet to the fire, though. When I come back from the East Coast, I want to play at Trump.
Let's go. I can't wait. Anytime. You ever give me
Food
a day?
Is great there, too.
I know. I go there.
I've been there, but just to eat.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. You should check out the clearance rack there. They have some great shirts and polos like what you like to wear. Great deals there. You'd be surprised.
I've never shopped for clothes there.
It's amazing. Really cool stuff.
Okay. And your bonus question.
Ooh.
Do you believe there is a God?
Yes. Absolutely. Of course I do. Everybody believes in God. I believe in him as well.
Okay.
Not Jesus Christ, but a special force. There you go. Just like that super generic answer. Just so that people don't think I'm completely cold and evil.
Okay. You're going to have 10 questions that would have been for Eric, if you don't mind.
I love it. This is my favorite part of the show. These
10 questions?
Yeah.
Wow. Write that down, Redban. I'll write it down.
See, when it's about me, they truly become items of interest.
It's true. Number 10.
I'm joking.
Number 10 questions. Number 1. Where would you go in the world if you had an all-expense paid trip? Now, this includes the car fare to and from the airport, the airline tickets. If you had something to eat at the airport, any baggage fees, anything you bought duty-free in the terminal or maybe on board, anything. A lot of times you got to pay for food now on the airplane. If you had to bought any food, if you bought any, when you landed, the transportation to or from the airport to your hotel, of course, any gratuities for the bell people, the luggage people, souvenirs, tours, clothing, anything you bought while you were just completely expense. You wouldn't have to spend a penny. Where would you go? In the world.
I think I would go to Italy. Yeah.
Good choice. I've been to Rome.
Nice. Yeah, I would eat a lot of food.
Of course you would, because you're Italian.
Yeah. Check out the art. Hang out. Beautiful climate. Stay along the Mediterranean Sea.
Oh, man.
Go boating. Play some golf. Smoke pot. Eat more food. Food.
Number 2. Do you like brunettes or blondes?
I like brunettes now. When I was younger, I was into blondes. And but I'm a headstrong brunette guy.
This question was revamped. It used to be
fun to throw in a blonde every once in a while. I mean, you gotta mix it up. Come on, can't just eat soup every day.
And this question was revamped. It used to read, "Do you like Asian or Portuguese?" And Redban and I decided that was no good, and we got it cleared.
That's an odd question.
And we got it taken off. And,
I'll answer it. When I was younger, Asians. Now that I'm older, Portuguese. No question about it. My tastes have changed. I wonder if it's like that for a lot of people or not.
Well, maybe we'll put that. Maybe we'll put that back in then.
When I was in high school, like or just after that, I mean, I just thought Asians were like the coolest. They had this, polite ninja vibe to them, like very cool, but
stealth.
Yeah, I've hung out with a couple of them since, and tastes change.
Number 3, what was your best comedy experience in your whole life?
Jeez Louise.
One that I guess sticks out the most, that you remember the most.
My goodness gracious. Boy, oh boy.
We can come back to it if you want.
I have an answer for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Snoop Dogg roast.
Yeah, that's a fun one. That was up there. But really it would have to be stand-up, and it would have to be most likely... I mean, just really a lot of these shows that I've, gotten to do, whether it's on my own.
I've seen the crowds. I've seen some of your crowds with, I mean, it's just...
It's unbelievable. And the feeling that you get, especially, at the end when you're like, holy shit, this was a very fun show. And they're going crazy, and you're like, oh my goodness, I have nothing to do but be in this beautiful place, and it's done. Yeah.
God, I saw some of the videos. I think you worked with Ian Edwards.
Mm-hmm.
The crowds just...
Oh yeah, those ones too with Rogan are absolutely insane. I was supposed to do Madison Square Garden with him on Saturday, and the Boston Garden this upcoming Saturday.
Yeah. The last time I was in New York, they had him on the marquee in front of, advertising it back in...
Yeah, me, Joey Diaz, and him. We're supposed to do Madison Square Garden on Saturday and Boston Garden this upcoming Saturday. Almost undeniably the 2 most famous arenas in the United States of America. Right? They have to be. There's no... Staples Center isn't. It doesn't have the history of these places.
Square Garden.
And by the way, he doesn't even, to take it one step further, he doesn't even do it like a lot of rock concerts where there's an entire 1/4 or a quarter of the thing cut off and there's a stage. He does it, the stage is in the fucking middle of these arenas. So you just have you're getting it
theater in around.
Every single direction.
So what do? You just keep kind of moving, or does the stage move?
You move.
Wow.
The stage moves at some places. There's theaters like that. Did one in Phoenix before with him and Ari. But in the arenas, you just sort of... It happens naturally, too. I thought that was going to be weird, but it's very...
How cool.
It's hard going back to one-sided afterwards, because it's like flying private and then going back to commercial.
So you enjoy it better when in the round?
Oh, God, yes. Oh, it's unbelievable. And they have... The people in the in the not so great seats have giant fucking screens. Then they have, multiple cameras that are all operated by a professional camera guy, so everybody can see everything no matter which way you're turning or leaning or whatever.
And how do you enter the stage area when it's like that? Because there's no
walk
backstage.
up, there's security guards with flashlights and the voiceover.
Like a boxer. Like a boxer.
Big time. Exactly like that. It's unfucking believable. Unbelievable. It's just ridiculous. That's why I'm a golfer now, because I'm trying to fill these fucking gaping voids in my life of how exciting things were. I mean, Kiltony was already this year doing ridiculously amazing things. We did two shows in January that basically had 2,000 people at each of them.
And I like the way I like the way that wherever you go in the world, you always come back to your home comedy store every Monday.
Yeah.
Great scheduling.
Yep.
Yep.
Actually, I usually perform there every Sunday after flying back in. Keep the muscles strong, which are completely gone now. It'll be fun when things get back. We were having a great time, us Comedy Store people.
I was having a lot of fun too, and if they come back...
That's exactly what I'm saying. I mean, the energy at that place was so insane.
But when I went up, sometimes the audience was kind of light. So I think of all the comics, I'll have the easiest time of if they have to separate it and keep people.
Oh yeah, that's your wheelhouse.
I'll say, well, this is normally how this was before, kind of.
Yeah.
So what was your best comedy experience? You would say you got probably have too many. You had a lot of great shows and stuff.
There's so many of them. It's a real smattering. It's really crazy. I've been very, very lucky.
Number 4. What is your favorite movie star?
Favorite movie star. So broad. Such an interesting question. Favorite movie star. So it's a star.
Or your favorite actor, I guess you could do that. Actress. We can come back.
No, it's okay. Just give me a second here. I'm just going to think. I loved that Christoph Waltz for a while. The guy that played the Nazi with Inglourious Bastards. But then they cast him in 5 other movies, and they just kept trying to have him play the same guy over and over again. So it really doesn't show versatility. You know what? I'm going to go with a controversial answer here, and I'm going to say that my favorite movie star, as of right now, is Christian Bale.
Yeah, he's my favorite too.
Based on his pure acting skills and absolute ability to take on so many different kinds of roles.
Did you see Harsh Times?
No.
Oh man, if you like Christian Bale, you got to watch that one. He plays a kind of a 5150 guy out of the military, and he tries to get a job at the LAPD, and he hooks up with one of his high school friends, and man, you're right. He becomes that person.
Yeah.
Harsh Times.
Yeah.
They play it on television once in a while. That's how I saw it, regular television.
You know who else is
lucky
great?
Enough to see it.
You know who else is great? Josh Brolin. I'll give him the runner-up.
Which one? Which was his latest? Oh, the one with the Mexican, the drug. He played the cop, I think, right?
Yeah. You ever see him in W, the movie about George W. Bush? Oh, you got to watch that. Write that one down. When you get home.
That was good.
Yeah.
What is your favorite movie? Number 5.
Jeez, another really interesting. These are some of the things that I have hundreds of answers for, but I will give you one, and I will say
Harold and Maude.
Yeah, that's it. You guessed it.
Redban and I love that one.
I'm gonna go with Pulp Fiction, just because it's the gold standard.
And I was one of those people when I came out of the theater after seeing that.
I can't even imagine. Because at that point you don't really know it's coming. Like at that point there's no expectation.
I didn't know what I saw.
It's just
I didn't know what I saw.
No, I know.
Until I realized that
it was just a complete game changer.
Did you like the other Hollywood one, the last one?
All of them, yeah. I'm obsessed. I know.
Me too.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah,
he's up there with Alfred Hitchcock as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely, 100%.
All his movies are like a signature. You know, they're his work.
No doubt.
I
was just watching Death Proof last night. You ever see that one with Kurt Russell?
Yes, I think I did. Where he plays the Psycho 50. Yeah, I didn't. The guy at work, Ray Dawson, told me to watch that.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
And I watched it, and I was very, very disturbed about that one.
Why? You liked it. It moved you.
Yeah, it disturbed me. I mean, that was kind of frightening, where he puts the girl in the car and then she can't get out.
Yeah.
That's some frightening shit.
Yeah, it's supposed to make you feel that way. Did you watch the rest of it?
Oh, the whole thing. Okay. I like the end where the girl's got him.
Yeah.
But holy cow, funny you would mention that one, and I actually saw it. Holy cow. Have you seen it, Redban?
Oh, yeah.
I could easily argue that that's his best movie of all time. Pulp Fiction's my generic answer, but if you want my real answer...
So you really like that movie? That was just... And Kurt Russell, he played a...
Oh, my God.
Did he play that role like a...
I always say it's the best Kurt Russell.
Sitting at the bar and the way he reacted with the girls and... Oh, man, I'm not drinking. I'm just...
And what did I say about Christian Bale? Versatility. And Kurt Russell shows you both of his true versatility in this movie by at one point being obviously a very, very serious man and towards the end losing it completely and breaking down and showing you a very weak, vulnerable guy.
Right. When the girls...
Yeah, we don't want to give everything away, perhaps, but at the same time... Yes.
No, I'm excited that you mentioned the movie that I actually saw.
No, it's
because I don't have I can't see everything.
And the thing with this movie, the crazy part, the reason why people don't it never got recognized for its greatness is because it got buried in a double feature.
I thought that was such a bad idea.
Yeah, it was. But at the same time, it was a really cool idea. It just wasn't done properly. Right. This movie should have been first in the double feature, and the zombie movie by Robert Rodriguez should have been second. They did a movie called Grindhouse in 2007, and it was like a throwback to the old double features. So you bought one movie ticket, you got to see a Robert Rodriguez film, and then Tarantino's 7th or 8th film. And so this movie got buried behind a 2-hour CGI Robert Rodriguez explosion fest. I mean, literally, it's like comical, the explosions, and that all takes energy out of you as a viewer of any movie. And this movie, obviously, Tarantino, it's all about writing and dialogue and also some amazing surprises. But it's almost impossible to watch a great dialogue movie after 2 hours of comical explosions and...
Like Machete. Remember Machete?
Yeah, it's all the same exact.
Did you like Machete? That was too funny with the...
I like it on an airplane.
Oh, man, there it is. God.
It's unbelievable. Oh, my God. This part, so if you ever get a chance to see this in a theater again,
show this part.
it's just the vibes in the room are unbelievable. I've seen this at Tarantino's theater. I've seen Death Proof, I think, I don't know, somewhere between 5 and 10 times. I go to his movie theater when he shows it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And Tarantino's violence is the only violence that makes you laugh at the same time that you're...
Yep.
And that's an art to be able to do. The way Brad Pitt threw that dog food can at that woman's face.
Yep. And you feel it, and the sound that it makes, and everything is so accurate. The way that it bounces is accurate. The way that
she's screaming, because that's what you would do if somebody threw a dog food can at your face at 60 miles an hour. You would just do exactly what that lady did.
Yep.
Oh man, that's cool. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Quentin Tarantino.
You ever go to his theater?
No.
Oh my God. He owns a movie theater.
Where's that at?
The New Beverly Cinema on Beverly Boulevard, just west of La Brea. and everything's a throwback. The the ticket prices are cheap. The popcorn's cheap. Everything's super nice.
I hope he keeps making movies.
He plays old trailers from old movies beforehand. It's so cool.
Yeah, and people. I saw Tarantino's The Hollywood more than once. So when people started to leave at the end, I said, "Hey, don't go! It's not over yet. Don't leave."
Yeah.
Because people are in a rush. I don't know why they're in such a freaking rush.
Right.
You just sat for how many hours? You can just look at the credits. Yeah. Where are you rushing off to?
Right. People are morons.
You know, you don't know. The director like that likes to surprise people.
Look at that. So they had Pulp Fiction playing Friday at midnight. And, the movie before that, Saturday at midnight.
Oh, that's his theater. Okay, I know where that is.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
One of the great treasures of this city. Up there with the Comedy Store and the Magic Castle, and I've seen all my favorite movies there. Midnights. Imagine that.
Yeah, that was a big thing back in the day, a midnight showing of the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah, I used to go to that, bring the rice. We used to throw rice at everybody, and so I'd come home with rice in your
That's
house.
how he met his girlfriend, just by throwing rice. Why you waste this rice?
Save it.
I sweep it out.
Okay, number 6. What was your favorite subject in high school?
Probably social studies, American history.
Social studies.
Number 7. Are you a Jehovah's Witness? And if not, do you know a Jehovah's Witness?
Nope and nope.
Yeah, we had a situation with that.
Kurt Metzger.
It was a real dicey. It was beyond me. Number 8. Do you hate your mother?
You already asked that.
Okay, that was from. I know, but I got to ask it again just because.
That's an interesting question.
But if you can just skip it.
Do you hate your mother?
No.
Oh.
You got to believe me. Number 9. If you could, what law would you change or what law would you make?
Oh, boy. I would, if we were making laws just for the better good of the people and I really got to make one, I would definitely impose an extreme tax increase on the absolute wealthiest people and companies in the country. And the law that I would take away is the drunk driving. I think we should be allowed to do it. No, I'm just kidding. No, I would obviously federally legalize.
You have the right to your opinion, sir.
Yeah, I'd legalize marijuana, mushrooms, and I believe a properly dosed, leveled out ketamine. All these things that supposedly improve people's depression and mental health. I would completely loosen up things like that. Things considered
things that you could go into a pharmacy like in Japan and just purchase, as opposed to going to a crooked doctor and spending $20 on your copay and $80 for the visit just so he can sign you a prescription for uppers or downers or whatever you feel you want.
Yeah, the pharmaceutical problems happening.
Stupid doctors.
They're insane. The pain pill problem can be solved with many other natural resources.
Number 10.
There's a balance of that. See, I'm a young Republican that believes in taxing the extremely wealthy.
Right. Fix the roads. Yeah. Fix the bridges. I mean,
something's wrong. Something's wrong.
And a lot of them want to pay. What's his name? The rich guy said, "Why is my secretary paying more taxes than I am?" What's his name? Warren Buffett. Yeah, he wants to pay. He wants to pay his fair share.
Right. Yeah. It's wacky times.
Number 10. Well, it's like they have 2 tax codes, one for the working people and one for the rich. They have 2 prison systems, one for the rich, one for the work.
They allowed lobbyists in to let people make their own. They're making their own laws. So why wouldn't they? And why would they pay more than what they legally have to?
And number 10 is kind of a dicey one.
Okay.
Have you ever considered hurting yourself?
No.
Good answer. Redban and I haven't either ever considered hurting ourselves, but we've had some guests on the show that were very honest and frank, mostly women.
I'm being very honest too. I just can't think of.
Wanted to hurt themselves.
I was extremely depressed at one point, right after high school, but I don't think I ever got to the point where I was realistically like, yeah.
And the bonus question: if you weren't an American, what country would you want to be from?
I think Australia has number 2 in my mind. I think they have clinched the second position. You ever been there?
No.
Lovely place. Booming economy. Strong country. Very proud. Very beautiful. Good food. Good people. Common sense. A lot of common sense there.
Yeah, I think that's all we're looking for today.
That's it.
Middle of the road, common sense.
That's it.
But it doesn't get any play here. It's either
yep,
all the way or all the way.
Yep.
And
it's wild. There's no middle left anymore.
No.
And if you're in the middle, the other
ground,
side thinks you're an insane person. They're like, oh, they're like a conspiracy theorist now. Like what? It's weird.
Do you want to promote anything or say anything?
Election day's coming up. Make the right decision November 3rd, ladies and gentlemen. Just make sure you go out and vote, and make sure you vote for the right person that's going to keep us out of war.
Yeah, war is a bad thing.
It is.
How about you, Redban? Do you want to promote anything? Do you have anything you want to discuss?
Just check out Kill Tony, DeathSquad.tv, YouTube, every Monday, 8:15 at the Comedy Store. It's on the patio if you want to watch it on the patio. It's on YouTube at youtube.com/KillTony.
And make sure you check out Virtual Redban. He's out there doing VR and eating breakfast with Redban. He was... All right.
And don't forget to watch the Comedy Store documentary. Hey, there's the gentleman that we were going to have on the show, Eric Griffin. Was a mix up in the scheduling, but he was going to be here. We'll get him back. Don't forget to watch the Comedy Store documentary. Episode number 2 will be coming up on Sunday. I'm going to go back east for several weeks, so don't look for dead air for several weeks. And thanks for listening. And Bad Ashley playing us out. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Redban.